Chapter 81. You guys should hurry up and follow him. Remember to listen to Lin Ray when you get there. Otherwise, you won't even know how you'll die. Seeing that Lin Ray didn't say anything else and directly wanted to leave, Dan Yunzi hurriedly ordered his disciples to follow him and warned him again. Just like that, the group of people set foot on the road to Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. At the same time, in another part of the Danzong sect, there was also a group of fully armed people heading towards Lin Ray's direction. Time passed by very quickly, like a white steed passing through a crack in the sky. Lin Li's group walked for a few days before arriving at the small town outside, the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. However, because there were no houses available, they went directly to the small town and camped out in the forest. Boom! Boom! This was Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. A deafening sound, accompanied by the feeling of the earth shaking, spread out from the cloud pagoda. At the same time, dense spiritual energy swept out in all directions. What's going on? Could it be? Could it be that the cloud pagoda is about to open? In a small town outside Ling Tian Forbidden Zone, all the people who were cultivating or sleeping woke up when they heard the commotion in Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. They ran out of their rooms in confusion to see what was going on. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A series of sky-piercing sounds came from above the small town. People could be seen riding on flying swords as they rushed towards Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. Gradually, more and more people rushed towards Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. However, at this moment, a strange phenomenon appeared. How can this be? How can this be? I can't accept this. At this moment, some people who rushed to Ling Tian Forbidden Zone ahead of time were blocked by an unknown layer of something and were shredded to pieces. In an instant, the entire area outside Ling Tian Forbidden Zone was filled with minced flesh and blood. This scene was like purgatory on earth. Seeing this scene, everyone's expression changed. Everyone revealed fear. Moreover, some people who hadn't experienced this before all vomited. Even some people who killed without batting an eyelid felt a little nauseous. Young master, what exactly is going on? Why are there so many people dying here? Blurg. At this time, the sound of vomiting came from behind. Lin Ray looked back and saw that all the female disciples were vomiting while leaning against a tree. All of you, go and find some water for them to drink. Then give them these medicinal pills to alleviate their situation. In any case, all of you are immortal cultivators, yet you can't even endure this much. After saying that, Lin Ray took out the medicinal pills that he had refined during his seclusion in the sect from his storage ring. At this time, it was just in time to use them. Looking at this group of disciples, Lin Ray couldn't help but shake his head and walk away. Young master, what's going on? Why were they killed the moment they arrived here? At this time, Lin Tian walked up to Lin Ray with a pale face and said with a trembling voice. If one looked carefully, one would be able to see that Lin Tian's body was slightly trembling. Yes, if my group chat isn't wrong, the loud noise from before should be a restriction from the mystic realm. It should be to prevent cultivators from flying. However, those cultivators didn't know about it, so it ended up like this. Lin Li turned his head to look at Lin Tian, who had come with him. Lin Li chuckled, then told Lin Tian what he was thinking. What? Hearing Lin Ray's words, Lin Tian's forehead was covered in cold sweat. His eyes were filled with fear. What's wrong? You're scared already? Just wait and see. This time, the number of people who died should be in the minority. Haha. Looking at Lin Tian's appearance, Lin Ray smiled and said to be careful in the future. No, young master, I'm not scared. Although he said this, one could hear that Lin Tian was very afraid. After all, this was the first time Lin Tian saw people die, and on such a large scale. It was already very good that he didn't vomit. All right, you should go and rest as well. I'm going to take a look. These pills are for you. Take them with you when you enter the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone tomorrow. Remember, you have to ensure your own safety first. Don't think about playing and training, all right? As he spoke, Lin Ray took out some pills from his storage ring and gave them to Lin Tian. Then, he walked towards the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone. Young master, all right, this matter is settled. Remember what I said? You must ensure your own safety. I'm leaving. Looking at Lin Tian's appearance, Lin Rei knew what Lin Tian was thinking. In an instant, Lin Rei rejected Lin Tian's words and walked away. Looking at Lin Rei's back, Lin Tian's eyes revealed a look of worry. Only when Lin Rei's back disappeared did Lin Tian retract his gaze and walk back to the camp to inform the group of disciples he brought. At this moment, Linley had arrived at the edge of the Ling Tian forbidden zone. Looking at the entrance, Linley couldn't help but break out in cold sweat. At this moment, all the pores on Linley's body had opened up. His body couldn't help but pause for a moment. However, there wasn't a trace of fear in his eyes. Instead, there was a look of endless excitement and desire. Hee, looks like I'll have to risk my life again. As he spoke, Lin Rei took a step forward and walked into the Ling Tian forbidden zone. Who said you're going to risk your life alone? Don't you still have me following you? Don't even think about getting rid of me. At this moment, just as Lin Rei walked into the Ling Tian forbidden zone, a person suddenly appeared where Lin Rei was originally standing. He revealed an expression that said, "You can't run even if you want to," as he looked at Lin Rei's back. At this moment, what Lin Rei didn't know was that someone had been following him for the past few days and had never left. Of course, this included the future. This person was none other than the talkative Lei Dong, the person who constantly talked about Lin Rei's brother. At this moment, Linley and Lei Dong were not the only ones who had entered the Ling Tian forbidden zone. Not long after Linley and Lei Dong entered, there were people who began to walk into the Ling Tian forbidden zone on foot. Even those pampered young masters were extremely obedient when they saw what had just happened. "Young master, do you think there'll be any problems if we really go in? Why don't we wait for the main group to arrive before we enter? This way, we'll have some protection for our lives." This was a young master wearing a luxurious robe. His face was covered with a layer of white gauze as he stood there. Beside him was a servant who looked like a woman. Furthermore, his voice sounded like a woman. If one didn't look at him and only heard his voice, one would probably mistake him for a woman. "Aya, how many times have you said it? Can't you find it? Didn't I say that it's fine if you're afraid of death? Anyway, don't we have a communication device? Let's do as I said. You wait outside for the main group. I'll go in and scout the situation first. When the main group arrives, you can contact me." As he spoke, the young man dressed in luxurious clothes rushed towards the Ling Tian forbidden region. He was so fast that his followers did not even have time to react before he disappeared. When his followers saw this, they wanted to follow him. However, in the end, they were unable to make a decision. Just like that, they stayed where they were and waited for the arrival of the large group of people. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had already entered the Ling Tian forbidden zone, had already gotten himself into trouble. Originally, Lin Rei could have easily entered the Ling Tian forbidden zone. However, he met the demonic cloud wolves that like to live in packs. This gave Lin Rei a huge headache. Roar! Seeing that a human had intruded into their territory, the demonic cloud wolves were unhappy. Slowly, all of them stood up and looked at Lin Rei with murderous gazes. Some foul-smelling liquid came out of their mouths, and their fangs were exposed. A bunch of beasts. Do you think I'm afraid of you?" As he spoke, Lin Rei summoned his invincible godly spear from the system and put on all of his defensive equipment. Suddenly, Lin Rei's body shone brightly. His robe fluttered even though there was no wind. He looked like a god of war from the ninth heaven. Roar! The demonic cloud wolves seemed to have been provoked, and all of them charged towards Linley. You're courting death. Take my invincible godly spear." Seeing the actions of the demonic cloud wolves, Lin Rei didn't waste any time. The moment the demonic cloud wolves were about to rush over, Lin Rei released his cultivation. A powerful aura swept towards the demonic cloud wolves. Bang! Lin Rei's invincible godly spear directly penetrated the demonic cloud wolves. Seeing this result, Lin Rei's blood seemed to have been stimulated. He pulled the spear out of the demonic cloud wolf body and rushed towards the other demonic cloud wolves. Bam, bam, bam. Roar! Suddenly, the whole forest was filled with Lin Ray's invincible godly spear and the miserable cries of the demonic cloud wolves. Oh, the more demonic cloud wolves he killed, the more demonic cloud wolves there were. A 6-meter-long demonic wolf appeared in Lin Ray's field of vision. However, this demonic cloud wolf was different from the other demonic cloud wolves. This demonic cloud wolf's fur was maroon and looked incomparably demonic. Moreover, Lin Ray could feel that the aura of this demonic cloud wolf was not inferior to his own. It seems that this is the leader of this pack of wolves. I have to think of a way to kill this demonic cloud wolf. Otherwise, I can't just keep killing like this. After saying that, Lin Ray decisively gave up on killing the demonic cloud wolves. He directly rushed towards the demonic cloud wolf in the distance. The demonic cloud wolves passing by would all die when they came into contact with the invincible godly spear. Soon, Lin Ray arrived in front of the demonic cloud wolf. Die for me. After saying that, Lin Ray rushed towards the demonic cloud wolf and thrust his spear directly at the demonic cloud wolf's body. Poochie. When the spear came into contact with the demonic cloud wolf's body, it directly pierced through its fur and into its body. Ayo, ayo. The demonic cloud wolf's roar was accompanied by the resistance of the demonic cloud wolf's front hooves towards Lin Ray. The demonic cloud wolf's movements were very fast. In an instant, it arrived in front of Lin Ray, but Lin Ray blocked it with his spear. With a bang sound, Lin Li's body was sent flying 3 meters away. Again. In an instant, Lin Ray rushed towards the demonic cloud wolf again. Just like that, they fought for a long time. In the end, Lin Ray didn't want to play anymore. We've played enough. I have to thank you for accumulating combat experience for me, so I won't let you die too painfully. After saying that, Lin Ray teleported directly to the demonic cloud wolf's head. Holding the invincible godly spear, he directly pierced through the demonic cloud wolf's head. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for killing the demonic cloud wolf. Reward: 300,000 experience points, demonic cloud wolf dagger, low-grade artifact. After killing the demonic cloud wolf, Lin Ray put away the invincible godly spear and heard the system prompt. Suddenly, Lin Ray smiled. I didn't expect that killing a demonic cloud wolf would also give me such a good equipment. It seems that I have to work harder in the future. Thinking of this, Lin Li quickly ran off into the distance. He didn't want to stay here any longer. The shockwaves from the battle, just now, had most likely attracted the attention of the surrounding people. He didn't want to appear in front of them at a time like this. Chapter 82. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Not long after Lin Li had left, the sound of something tearing through the air could be heard. Several figures were flying at high speed towards the location where Lin Li had killed the alpha wolf. Their speed was so fast that if these people were to be compared to the people sent by the Pill Sect, they would pale in comparison. There was no comparison at all. In just a few breaths of time, the few figures had already arrived at the place where Lin Ray left. Looking at the dead wolf and the corpses of the demonic cloud wolves that were killed by Lin Ray, the people here couldn't help but tremble. Perhaps no one noticed this detail. These demonic cloud wolves were all killed in one hit. Moreover, it seems like they were all killed by one person. Yes, there are about 100 corpses here. So many demonic cloud wolves were killed by one person. It seems like the people from the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone this time aren't ordinary people. Looking at the corpses of the demonic cloud wolves, the few people standing here all revealed a serious expression. Perhaps they were worried about having such a terrifying opponent. Quickly come and take a look. Is this wolf the leader of the demonic cloud wolves? At this time, a young man beside the wolf looked at the corpses of the wolf and said to the others in disbelief, "What?" The few people were stunned for a moment and hurriedly came to the side of the young man who spoke. As the young man spoke, he pointed at the wolf lying on the ground. Immediately, everyone was stunned and their eyes were filled with disbelief. How is it? This should be the leader of the wolf, right? However, this wolf has brown-red fur. It's really unbelievable. Hearing the young man's words, everyone looked at the wolf again. Looking at the brown-red wolf, a word appeared in everyone's mind. Beast transformation. Yes, this wolf's strength should be at the lower stage of Anidia. However, with the addition of its beast transformation, it should be at the peak stage of Anidia. Someone was able to kill the wolf while being surrounded by hundreds of demonic cloud wolves. It seems like this person's strength should be at the lower or middle stage of Gold Core. Yes, that's right. Hearing the young man's prediction, everyone nodded in response, their eyes full of admiration. No matter what, it seems that I really have an opponent this time. It should be a very good thing to be able to fight with such a person. One of the young men who had been silent all this time revealed an expectant expression after hearing the man's words. It was as if he really wanted to meet the person who killed the alpha wolf. Upon hearing the young man's words, everyone revealed awkward smiles and didn't know what to say in an instant. Oh, they're all here. At this moment, a shifty-eyed man walked out from the woods on one side. He had a mocking expression on his face, and his face was very pale. If one did not see him walking, one would think that he was already dead. Why are you here? Seeing that person's arrival, everyone showed a disgusted expression, as if they didn't want to see him. Feng Zhouzi, you're wrong. If you can come, then why can't the demon cloud? A villain intoxicated by success. Looking at the demon cloud, Feng Zhouzi revealed a contemptuous expression and said to the demon cloud, "You corpse cold people didn't come here to get some corpses to refine corpse puppets, right? Oh, so what? I'm still waiting for you to die so that I can refine you into a corpse puppet. That's even better, don't you think so?" Hearing Feng Zhouzi's words, the demon cloud revealed a provocative look and said to Feng Zhouzi, "You whoosh." Seeing that he couldn't win against the demon cloud, he didn't even bother to talk to him and immediately flew away on his flying sword. The people who came with Feng Zhouzi saw him leave and also chased after him. Seeing this scene, the demon cloud couldn't help but reveal a sinister smile. After several people left, the demon cloud came to the corpse of the alpha wolf. Looking at the corpse of the alpha wolf, the demon cloud's eyes revealed a dignified look, but at the same time, there was also a trace of excitement hidden in the dignified look. Interesting, this is really interesting. It seems that no one came this time. I want to see who killed the alpha wolf. After saying this, the demon cloud put away the alpha wolf's corpse and flew away on his flying sword. Lin Rei certainly didn't know about this scene that happened here. He never thought that because he killed the alpha wolf, so many things would happen. In the past few days, demon beasts continued to die in the Ling Tian forbidden area. Moreover, the way they died was very similar to the alpha wolves. This incident made the people in the Ling Tian forbidden area suspicious. In the past few days, whenever Lin Rei encountered a demon beast, no matter what grade it was, as long as it was a demon beast, no matter what grade it was, as long as it was a demon beast, no matter how weak it was, he would directly shoot it with his spear. In the past few days, Lin Rei had been constantly killing demon beasts to accumulate experience so that he could break through to the middle stage of Anidia. After a few days of hard work, Lin Rei's cultivation continued to grow. Moreover, every time he encountered a powerful demon beast, it would drop some useful or useless equipment. For example, storage rings. Lin Rei now had so many that he didn't even want them anymore. As for Lei Dong, who had been following behind Lin Li, he had been following from a distance. He didn't want Lin Li to discover him. After following Lin Li for a few days, Lei Dong had basically figured out Lin Li's habits. Every day, aside from killing, all he did was kill. This made Lei Dong somewhat suspicious as to why Lin Li was killing so many monstrous beasts. On this day, in a place in the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone, a man was wearing luxurious equipment. He was holding a long spear with dragon engravings. He was waving the spear at a golden lion. The long spear seemed to be alive in the man's hands. It was extremely agile. This is a golden core stage big boss. If you can kill it, then the things it drops will be much better than the trash you dropped before. Boy, continue to work hard. Hearing this, Lin Rei's eyes flashed. He couldn't help but mutter, "Of course I know. But why don't you think about it? This is a golden core stage demon beast. What about me? I'm only in the fasting realm. There's a big gap between us. Pong, pong, pong. While speaking, Lin Rei's martial Emperor Divine Spear was also constantly fighting. The long spear was like his own arm, incomparably agile. The long spear directly pierced through the front paw of the golden lion. Roar, roar. An angry roar came from the golden lion's mouth. Immediately, its large eyes became bloodshot. The lion's fur began to change color, slowly turning from gold to red. When this scene appeared, Lin Rei immediately knew what was going on. However, this time, Lin Rei was really anxious. He couldn't let this lion change color. Otherwise, the one to die today would not be the lion, but him. If you want to turn into a beast, then you have to see if I agree or not. After saying that, Lin Rei waved his long spear. Fire dragon burns the prairie. With an angry roar, the black dragon engraved on the body of the long spear seemed to come alive and detached itself from the long spear. It turned into a red dragon and rushed towards the berserk golden lion with a fiery flame. Awoo! With a dragon roar, the dragon rushed towards the lion. The berserk lion seemed to be provoked and also rushed towards the fire dragon. Pung! With a loud sound, the fire dragon turned into a ball of fire in an instant, wrapped around the golden lion and began to burn. Awoo, awoo! A painful roar came from the golden lion's mouth. A pair of eyes full of hatred stared at Jean Lei, not giving up for even a moment. Lin Rei saw endless hatred in those eyes, but Lin Rei was not afraid. The winner takes all. This is the law of this world. The weak are prey to the strong. If you're not strong enough, then don't blame others for killing you. That only shows that you are not strong enough. This is the power of the world, so you can go in peace. After saying that, the illusory spirit bloodfire in Lin Rei's palm turned into a fire arrow and shot towards the golden lion. Poof! The illusory spirit bloodfire turned into a fire arrow and directly pierced through the golden lion's body. In an instant, the fragrance of meat spread out and the golden lion's body returned to its original state. There was no longer any vitality in its body. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for the first kill of a golden core stage demon beast. The reward is 1 million experience points. Ling Tian treasure armor, top grade treasured weapon. Ling Tian sword, top grade treasured weapon. Ling Tian sword art, middle grade heaven level sword art. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for the first kill of a golden core stage demon beast. The reward is 50 kilograms of heaven level sand, 5 random lottery tickets, 10,000 exchange points, and unlocking the exchange mall. How is it? Is the equipment dropped by a gold-ranked demon beast relatively better? After the system finished announcing the rewards, the little dragon appeared and showed off to Lin Rei, as if it was saying, "Hurry up and praise me. It's okay. It's just this little." Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon looked at Lin Rei with disdain and curled its lips. Okay, I admit that the rewards this time are not bad. Seeing the little dragon's appearance, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel guilty. He immediately changed the topic and asked the little dragon, "Little dragon, do you know when we'll be able to leave the Ling Tian forbidden area and reach the Cloud Pagoda secret realm?" Soon. Just a day's journey, and we should be there. But don't blame me for not reminding you. In these few days, you should hurry up and find a place to increase your cultivation. It just so happens that your cultivation experience points have been maxed out. Although there is only a day's journey ahead, it is indeed the most difficult part of the journey. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei became silent, and his face couldn't help but reveal a serious expression. Chapter 83. Yes, you're right. It's a heaven's secret realm this time. The people who come must be very strong. If I don't quickly raise my cultivation, I'm afraid it will be difficult to survive in this secret realm. Yes, then hurry up and find a secret place to raise your strength. After saying that, the little dragon disappeared. After listening to the little dragon's suggestion, Lin Rei wanted to move forward. He opened his divine sense, and instantly, Everything within a 5-kilometer radius appeared clearly in Lin Ray's vision. Who is it? Just as Linley had found a good place and was about to go in and train, suddenly, within a radius of 5 kilometers, he saw a figure hurrying towards him at high speed. How dare you be so insolent? After saying that, Lin Ray took out the invincible spear and stood at the entrance of the cave, waiting for the figure to arrive. Hey, Brother Lin, don't attack. I'm Lei Dong. The figure drew closer and closer. At this moment, the figure called out to Linley, his voice filled with a sense of familiarity. Closer and closer, closer and closer. Finally, the figure entered Linley's line of sight. Why? Why is it you? What's the matter? Are you happy to see me? When Lei Dong heard Lin Ray's words, his eyes were filled with resentment, as if Lin Ray had done something wrong to him. You, why are you here? Lin Ray's tone was filled with disbelief, as if he was extremely unwilling to see Lei Dong. Damn, Lin Ray, you can't be serious. I came to look for you with good intentions, but what about you? You actually showed such an expression. How can you face me like this? Are you worthy of me? After saying that, Lin Ray immediately regretted it. After Lei Dong heard Lin Ray's words, he was instantly agitated. On the other hand, Lin Ray was completely speechless. All right, I forgive you. But this time, you won't be able to drive me away no matter what you say. I'll follow you this time. What? You forgiven me? Lin Ray didn't know what to say after hearing Lei Dong's words. He tried to defend himself. No, I didn't say anything and you've already forgiven me. What the F***CK is going on? All right, let's not talk about it anymore. This time, I'm here on my father's orders. Since I've bumped into you here, let's team up. In any case, we know each other and are from the same sect. What do you say? Hearing Lei Dong say this, Lin Ray didn't have the nerve to say anything more. Instead, he turned to Lei Dong and said, All right, since you've already said this, then help me stand guard. I need to quickly break through to mid-stage fasting. Once I break through, we'll enter the Cloud Pagoda's secret realm. After speaking, Linley didn't wait for Lei Dong to say anything. He directly walked into the depths of the cave, while Lei Dong obediently sat at the entrance. His eyes vigilantly scanned the surroundings, in case something unexpected happened. It's time to break through, Lin Ray said, sitting cross-legged on the ground and meditating. In an instant, the spiritual energy in the surroundings gathered around Lin Ray, as though they were being extracted. Come on, I'm afraid that your spiritual energy isn't enough for me to devour. Devour. A terrifying devouring power leaked out from Lin Ray's body, and the spiritual energy that came into contact with Lin Ray's body was instantly devoured by him. Just like this situation lasted for a few hours, and finally, the devouring power disappeared. At this moment, Lin Ray's forehead was covered in sweat, and his complexion turned pale. And what's going on? Why did the spiritual energy suddenly disperse? 2.5 kilometers away from Linley, the young man and the gorgeously dressed man suddenly grew suspicious. Originally, this young man had been on his way to the Cloud Tower, but as he passed by, he suddenly sensed that there was something strange about the spiritual energy in the air. He wanted to investigate what was going on, but the strange phenomenon suddenly disappeared. The young man was very puzzled. Let's take a look first. Maybe some treasure is about to appear. With excitement in his heart, he stepped on the path to find the treasure. But what he didn't know was that the road to death wasn't close at all. At the entrance of a cave 5 li away, a young man's face was filled with envy and jealousy. He turned his head and looked into the depths of the cave while muttering some words. This kid, how can he break through as if he's playing around? He simply doesn't take cultivation seriously. How good would it be if I could be like him? How long has it been? The last time I saw him, he was probably at the peak of foundation establishment. Now he's about to break through to the mid-stage of Anidia. What monster! I really don't know which idiot didn't clamp his butt tight enough to reveal such a thing. Although Lei Dong's face was filled with jealousy, his eyes were very clear. There wasn't a trace of jealousy. Lei Dong's words were naturally not heard by Lin Ray, who was sitting in the depths of the cave. If Lin Ray heard Lei Dong's words, he would probably go crazy. Soon, I'm about to break through. As long as I persevere through this, I can break through to the mid-stage. At that time, not to mention the mid-stage of Gold Core, I'll even have the strength to fight against the peak of late Gold Core. Lin Ray, who was in the midst of breaking through, was very excited, but his face didn't show the slightest bit of emotion. It was still the same expressionless face as before. Come, the final blow. I don't believe that I can't break through this time. At this time, Lin Ray looked at the middle stage barrier that was on the verge of breaking. His heart was very happy, so Lin Ray quickly mobilized the last of his remaining spirit chi and began to accumulate strength to prepare for the final blow to that layer of barrier. Come, the time to accept fate has come. Whether I succeed or not depends on this moment. Break for me. As he spoke, Linley gathered his spiritual energy and charged towards the barrier. It was extremely powerful, as if a lion that had been sleeping for a long time had been awakened at this moment, and it charged forward with all its might. Kachap! A sound came from Lin Ray's body. Suddenly, the aura in Lin Ray's body began to rise. Slowly, the aura became higher and more fierce. Phew, I finally broke through. It seems that this time I have to wait for a long time to reach the next level. I just don't know how much experience points have reached this time. Originally, breaking through cultivation was a very good thing. But when he thought that he had broken through again, the experience points should have increased. So his mood instantly became bad. Ding dong, congratulations to Host for breaking through to the middle stage of Anidia. Under Host's disdainful efforts, Host has obtained such an achievement. It is really worthy of celebration. Therefore, the system has specially rewarded Host with a set of heaven-grade equipment, Void Set. Void Set is a set of low-grade immortal-grade equipment. However, this set of equipment has a limit. Host can only wear it after reaching the Unity stage. Moreover, this set of equipment can be changed into any appearance the host wants. Wow, this is too luxurious. I have only broken through to the middle stage of Anidia, and I am actually given a set of immortal-grade equipment. This is really don't be happy too early. Just when Lin Ray was happy and talking incoherently, the system's little dragon's voice came and said, "You have also seen the equipment introduction. This set of equipment can only be worn after reaching the Unity stage. Before that, it is just a set of scrap iron." Hearing the system's little dragon's words, Lin Ray was so angry that he almost vomited blood. His eyes were filled with disdain. Ding dong, congratulations to Host. Today, Host has reached the age of 15. The system has given a map of the Cloud Pagoda to congratulate Host for reaching the age of 15. Suddenly, the system's prompt, especially the reward, caused Lin Ray's unchanging face to reveal a trace of a smile. The map of the Cloud Pagoda's secret realm. I can really get whatever I want. Originally, I was worried about how to enter the Cloud Pagoda. I didn't expect the system to actually give me a map. As he spoke, Linley took out the map and began to carefully inspect it. Thanks to Linley's photographic memory, he was able to memorize everything on the map after just one more look, firmly engraving it into his mind. It's time to go. If I don't go now, I will fall behind. After saying that, Lin Ray wanted to go outside. When he reached the door, Lin Ray didn't say anything. He directly took out the 10,000 Laws sword and flew towards the Cloud Pagoda's secret realm. Lei Dong, who was sitting at the door, was jealous of Lin Ray. When he saw Lin Ray fly out, his face immediately became angry. He quickly raised his sword and followed after. Rumble, rumble. At this time, the cultivators who had already arrived at the Cloud Pagoda heard the loud sounds one after another. They immediately focused their attention on the barrier around the Cloud Pagoda. Brave cultivators, welcome to the trial grounds of my Cloud Pagoda. Let me introduce myself first. I am the guardian of this Cloud Pagoda, also known as the Artifact Spirit. My name is Samsara. This name was given by the master of this Cloud Pagoda. Of course, I also like it very much. This Cloud Pagoda is an immortal artifact used by the immortal world's Samsara Great Emperor. Later on, due to various reasons, the Samsara great emperor fell and the cloud pagoda fell in this place. Before his death, he left all his inheritance in this cloud pagoda. He said that if someone can reach the 9th floor of the cloud pagoda, then that person will be the new master of this cloud pagoda and also the inheritor of the Samsara great emperor. Boom! Everyone's mind went blank after hearing the artifact's spirit's words. None of them could react. There was simply too much information today. The immortal world, reincarnation emperor, and the cloud pagoda before them were all things that they would never dare to imagine in their lifetime, let alone the legacies inside the pagoda. Today, all of these things were revealed to them all at the same time. Chapter 84. Ha ha ha. Unexpectedly, this cloud pagoda is actually an immortal artifact from the immortal plane. Not to mention, it also contains the legacy of great emperor reincarnation. This is truly a treasure trove, let alone a sky-tier secret zone. It can even become an emperor-tier secret zone. At this moment, a young man who looked a little anxious suddenly burst into laughter after hearing the words of the artifact's spirit. The sudden laughter attracted the attention of everyone present. "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just too excited. Everyone, please don't mind me." After saying that, the young man walked toward the place where no one could see him. However, at this time, a young man with eyes full of doubt asked in the end, "Senior, may I ask why the reincarnation emperor put the cloud pagoda in the lower realm to find an inheritor? Logically speaking, even a child born in the upper realm would be weaker than me. Why do you have to come to the lower realm?" Hearing this, the excited youths stopped their excitement. Their eyes were filled with doubt as they looked at the Cloud Tower's artifact spirit. Just as they were about to ask for an explanation, the Cloud Tower's artifact spirit suddenly stopped. "Humph. Ignorant Junior, is the reincarnation emperor someone you can criticize? Why don't you take a look at your cultivation? The reincarnation emperor wants to save the races of the mysterious heavenly continent. Why are you being so rude here? Do you think the reincarnation emperor is blind?" The reincarnation emperor's artifact spirit seemed to be angry. Although the artifact spirit's appearance couldn't be seen, judging from the artifact spirit's tone, it was without a doubt angry. "Senior, you don't have to be like this. We just want to clarify. Moreover, this is really strange." Yes, it's true. Why didn't you stay in the upper realm? Why did you have to come to the lower realm? Who knows if this is true?" Hearing this, the reincarnation emperor's artifact spirit couldn't take it anymore. In an instant, the spirit energy in the cloud pagoda shook and the surroundings of the cloud pagoda changed. Rumble, rumble. The sound spread to every corner of the Lingtian Forbidden Land. At this time, Lin Ray, who was rushing towards the cloud pagoda, became even more anxious after hearing this sound. He was afraid that the cloud pagoda's secret realm would open before he arrived. "Xiaolong, do you think there's something like this in the system shop? Let's see if we can enter the cloud's secret realm before those people. That way, I'll be able to get what I want in the secret realm and complete the mission I accepted." After hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon was silent for a while. Lin Ray thought that the little dragon didn't hear him. Lin Ray was about to ask the little dragon, so he was about to ask. Xiaolong made a move. "Oomph, you only know how to take advantage of the situation. That thing you mentioned does exist, but it will consume your exchange points. And with your exchange points, you won't be able to get it unless you kill someone of a higher level than you. Are you sure you want to exchange for that thing?" Hearing the little dragon's words, Xian Jian knew the answer. He was happy, and a smile that hadn't been seen for a long time appeared on his face. "Okay, quickly tell me what it is. How many exchange points do I need? Also, do I have enough exchange points to exchange for that thing?" Lin Ray asked a series of questions. The little dragon didn't care and said, "You asked so many questions. Which one should I answer first?" "Just answer according to the order I said. This way, there won't be any mistakes." And okay. Hearing Linley's words, Xiaolong said to Linley again, "That thing is called the Realm-Breaking Teleportation Tunnel. It is specially designed to feed secret realms. However, this kind of thing is already extinct in the cultivation world. Even Miss Ranjun is drooling over it. If the host wants to use exchange points to exchange for it, then you have to use all your exchange points. What, all my exchange points? Hearing this news, Linley hesitated for a moment, then calmed down. After a while, Linley raised his head, his eyes filled with determination as he looked at Linley. Okay, Aya, who cares? Right now, the matter at hand is more important. Let's go to the Cloud Pagoda secret realm first. Thinking of this, Linley's heart relaxed. His expression became calm, and there was a hint of a smile in his tone as he said, All right, Xiaolong, hurry up and get me the crossing realm transfer tunnel. I'll go to the Cloud Pagoda as soon as possible and be the first to enter the Cloud Pagoda. After saying that, Lin Ray didn't say any more nonsense. He focused all of his attention on flying. According to Lin Ray's speed, he should be there in about an hour. CK, what did he eat? Why are you running so fast? Can you wait for me? Don't you know that my cultivation isn't as high as yours? At this moment, Lei Dong, who was chasing Lin Ray, could only watch in displeasure as Lin Ray pulled further and further away. However, he didn't have the strength to catch up and eventually gave up. Really? If I knew it was so hard to catch up, I wouldn't have come out alone. Really. At this moment, Lei Dong was filled with regret. He thought that following Lin Ray would lead a good life. But now, things had turned out like this. Forget it, I won't follow you anymore. You can do whatever you want. After saying that, Lei Dong slowed down his flying sword. At this moment, the Cloud Pagoda had become a place of trouble. After those people spoke disrespectfully to the reincarnation artifact spirit, all of them were punished to a certain extent. However, the ones who were punished the most were the ones who spoke the most disrespectful words. In an instant, 2 of them turned into blood mists. This was really, as the saying went, not even a speck of dust. Whoosh! Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. They didn't expect that the so-called reincarnation tool spirit could have such a powerful strength. Those 2 were experts at the peak of the gold core stage. Even if they had the cultivation of the nascent soul stage, they wouldn't dare to say that they could kill the gold core stage in one move and in such a situation. Senior reincarnation, aren't you going a bit too far? They just said something they shouldn't have. You don't have to kill them like this. Kill them. When Samsara heard this, he immediately became angry. His killing intent surged as he said, I don't care who they are, I don't care who they are, I'm the strongest here. If anyone dares to insult Samsara Heavenly Emperor, then that person will be sentenced to death. If you give up on the Cloud Pagoda because of people who don't want to do it, then I have nothing to say. I can only feel sorry for you. Samsara Heavenly Emperor's voice was filled with killing intent as he said, I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. All right, the trial will open. If any of you don't want to go in, then leave. We won't allow anyone to take away their hatred. After saying that, the reincarnation artifact spirit's voice disappeared. After hearing the reincarnation artifact spirit's words, everyone present didn't leave. It was clear that they all wanted a spot to enter the Cloud Pagoda. Very good. Very good. After 3 hours, the Cloud Pagoda will open. But I must remind you that there's only one spot for the Cloud Pagoda. You all need to work hard. It seemed like a casual sentence, but it made everyone vigilant. Even their own family members were on guard. It was as if they were afraid that they would stab them in the back. At this time, Lin Ray arrived after hearing the reincarnation artifact spirit's last sentence. At this time, Lin Ray had a thought-provoking smile on his face. Little dragon, have you exchanged for that thing? If you have, then I will go in now. After hearing the reincarnation artifact spirit's last message, Lin Ray knew that he didn't have much time left. So he quickly urged the system. You don't trust me? When you said you wanted to exchange, I had already completed the exchange. So you can go in now. But I have to remind you that this teleportation tunnel can only be used twice at most. After that, it will disappear automatically. You have to be careful when using it. That's right, Jiang Fei said. Twice. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was silent for a moment. Then he raised his head. His eyes were filled with determination. I know. Thank you for your help this time. You must continue to work hard in the future. Don't play any tricks on me. After saying that, Lin Ray took out the breaking realm teleportation tunnel from the system storage. It was an item that looked like a whirlpool. This is it. Looking at this item, Lin Ray's heart was filled with mixed feelings. The exchange points that he had saved for a long time were all gone because of this item. How could he not feel heartache? But fortunately, there was this cloud tower in front of him. Thinking of this, Lin Ray's heartache eased a little. Come on, open it. Crack the teleportation tunnel. After saying that, the item in Lin Ray's hand flew out of Lin Ray's palm and came to Lin Ray's feet. And Lin Ray's hand unconsciously formed a seal. Whoosh! Lin Ray's body and mind disappeared. No one present saw this scene. Of course, only Lin Ray, who had been following behind Lin Ray, saw it. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray was dumbfounded. He didn't know what happened, but he saw Lin Ray disappear. Damn, what's going on? How could a person disappear just like that? Lei Dong looked like he couldn't believe it. He quickly went to the place where Lin Ray stood to check. But after looking for a long time, Lei Dong still couldn't figure out what happened. In the end, he gave up the idea of following Lin Ray. Chapter 85. What kind of secret is this kid hiding? He's so mysterious. This is getting more and more interesting. The more he thought about it, the more curious Lei Dong became about Linley. Right now, Lei Dong's gaze was fixed on Linley, and he did not want to let go of him for even a moment. He wanted to explore the mysteries surrounding Linley. Lin Ray didn't know that he had unknowingly attracted the attention of a man. In the blink of an eye, Linley, who had been sucked into the Destroyer Realm teleportation tunnel, arrived in a world with mountains, rivers, and animals. The spiritual energy here was extremely dense. It was certain that cultivating here would yield twice the results with half the effort. Even a mortal without any cultivation would be able to live for hundreds of years if they lived here. This can't be the Cloud Tower's secret realm, right? Looking at the things in front of him, Linley felt as though he was hallucinating. Or perhaps he didn't dare believe it. He even suspected that the Realm Breaker teleportation tunnel had teleported him to some other place. All right, don't think too much about it. This is indeed the Cloud Pagoda. It's just a spatial immortal item. Also, can you not show that kind of expression every time you see something like this? You have to know that you're the master of the profound Sect system. You're the future master of Hongmeng. You're embarrassing me, you know? His good mood was completely ruined by the little dragon's words. He looked at the little dragon and said, I say, will you die if you don't insult me? What's wrong with me? I just saw something I haven't seen before and felt curious. What's wrong with that? Hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon's eyes showed helplessness and disappeared. You're really hopeless. Forget it, I won't bother with you. Go. You can't go far. If I'm in danger, won't you come out? The little dragon, who had already returned to the system, accidentally fell to the ground when he heard this. He looked at Lin Ray helplessly through the system and gritted his teeth as if he wanted to rush out and bite him to death. Little doll, how did you get in? Suddenly, a voice rang out. Needless to say, it was the artifact spirit of the immortal artifact. Senior, you don't need to know how I came in. I only want to know what this trial is like, and how can I enter the trial grounds? Oh, you're going to enter the training grounds. Hearing Linley's words, the Samsara artifact spirit seemed to be interested. Yes, it sat down on the ground in midair, staring at Linley with a gaze that seemed to be able to see through everything. Mid-stage Anidia. Impossible. How could a mid-stage Anidia brat pass through the Reincarnation Emperor's restrictions and come here directly? How is that possible? After seeing Linley's cultivation level, the Reincarnation Artifact Spirit stared at Linley in disbelief. Hurry up and tell me how you came in. If you can tell me, I will let you enter the trial grounds immediately. Oh, is this a deal? Hearing the Artifact Spirit's words, Linley sat down on the ground and stared fearlessly at the Artifact Spirit in the air. Correct. Since he can look me in the eye, it can be seen that his divine sense is not ordinary. Moreover, his aptitude is extremely good. Perhaps he can really become the master of the Cloud Pagoda. At this moment, the Reincarnation Artifact Spirit, who was sitting in midair, was rapidly thinking about what had happened. He couldn't help but have a look of admiration in his eyes. If you want to call it a deal, it's not impossible. However, this deal of mine has a price. Are you willing to accept it? Oh, the price. Hearing the artifact spirit's words, Linley hesitated for a moment, but then quickly made up his mind. Okay, I will tell you how I came in. When the time comes, don't go back on your word. As he spoke, Linley took out the Break Realm teleportation tunnel. At that moment, the weapon spirit in the air saw what Linley had taken out. He was completely stunned in the air. The look of disbelief in his eyes was undisguised. Is it that exaggerated? Seeing the artifact spirit's expression, Lin Ray felt a trace of joy. At the same time, a trace of pride appeared on his face. How did you get this thing? Where did it come from? This thing is almost extinct even in the immortal world. Why did it appear here? In an instant, an earth-shattering voice accompanied by a voice carrying spiritual energy came towards Lin Ray. In an instant, Lin Ray was sent flying as though he had received a blow 10,000 times stronger. Blood flowed out of his mouth and face. With a bang sound, an enormous sound rang out from where Linley had landed. At this time, the artifact spirit in the air woke up, an embarrassed look on its face as it looked towards where Linley had landed. Lin Ray, who climbed up from the deep pit, glared at the artifact spirit in the air. Just as he was about to say something, he saw a stream of spiritual energy revolving around his body and healing his injuries. I'm sorry, little friend. I couldn't control my emotions just now. I'm really sorry. Looking at the artifact spirit's guilty attitude, even if it was very bad, it would have disappeared. Moreover, his injuries were healed, even though they were caused by the artifact spirit unintentionally. Well, Senior, since you have seen this thing, shouldn't you fulfill your promise and send me to the trial ground? Well, since little friend is not willing to talk about your origin, then I won't force you. I will send you to the trial ground. But I have to remind you, this trial ground has 9 floors, and the inheritance can only be obtained by defeating the overlord of the 9th floor. According to little friend's current cultivation, I'm afraid that by the time you reach the 3rd floor, you will already, I know. You just need to send me to the trial ground. Senior, you don't need to worry about the rest. Before the artifact spirit could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Linley. In an instant, the artifact spirit's previous good impression of Linley was completely wiped out. How ignorant. Since you want to throw away your life, then I won't stop you. Go. The artifact spirit waved its hand, and the scenery before them began to change. The lush green grass turned into a blood-red world. The 1st floor of the Cloud Tower's secret realm is the Blood World. I hope that the trial taker will do his best and not slack off. Otherwise, if the trial taker can pass the trial, there will be some special rewards. I hope that the trial taker will cherish this opportunity. As long as the trial taker can pass the trial, you will be teleported to the next floor. All right, let's not waste any more time. Activate the Blood World. Roar. A series of beastly roars filled the air. There were so many of them that one couldn't even count them. One couldn't even see the end of them with the naked eye. Damn, so many of them. Don't tell me they want me to kill them all. Looking at the demonic beasts in front of him, Linley's face couldn't help but twitch. You got it right. However, you don't have to treat them as demonic beasts. You can treat them as experience points. That way, you'll have more motivation. The little dragon walked out of the system space and looked at Lin Ray with a mocking expression. Why don't you just go die? There are so many demonic beasts. How can we possibly kill them all? Hearing Xiaolong's words, Linley rolled his eyes at him. Roar! Before Lin Ray could prepare, the beasts rushed over and didn't give Lin Ray any time to react. A bunch of trash. How dare you besiege me? Scarlet Tiger, hurry up and come out. It's time to level up. After saying that, a fiery red figure shot out from Linley's body and instantly rushed to the front of the demonic beasts. It roared towards the sky and began to fight the demonic beasts. Linley was unwilling to be left out and rushed forward, holding the invincible divine spear in one hand and the 10,000 arts sword in the other, and began to fight. Every time he killed a demonic beast, Linley would gain a bit more experience for his training. What's more, the flaming tiger was constantly leveling up. After an hour, the flaming tiger, which had already reached the foundation establishment stage, had now reached the stage of fasting. This sort of training speed left Linley in the dust. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for killing a beast above his level. The reward is 600,000 EXP. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for killing a beast above his level. There were fewer and fewer beasts in the bloody world, but Lin Ray's EXP was almost full. As long as he killed a few more beasts, he would be able to break through. However, things didn't go as Lin Ray imagined. Just as Lin Ray was about to break through, he suddenly lost control of his body, and the things in front of him began to change. Congratulations to the trial taker for passing the challenge. The reward is 1 greenwood cultivation art. A cultivation art that can be cultivated to the immortal venerable level. It's mainly used to control spirit beasts in battle. 1 greenwood magic sword. It's a set with the greenwood cultivation art. It's an immortal grade magic sword. Oh, not bad. There are so many good things in the first level. Anyway, I don't need them. I'll keep them for my future disciples and see if they're interested. I can give them to them then. All right. Would you like to accept the challenge of the second level? Hearing the voice announcing that he had passed, Linley didn't hesitate in the slightest. Welcome, trial taker, to the second level of the body world. In this world, magic is not allowed. The only thing you can use is your own body. The body is the most mysterious thing in this world. They are waiting for you to discover it. Now, let's begin the trial. Just like that, Lin Ray and the Flaming Tiger passed the second level without any challenge. During the second level, Lin Ray's body broke through to the level of a precious weapon. It could be said that he had gained a lot. Lin Ray had gained a lot in the spiritual world and the bloodline world. For example, his spiritual force had now reached the level of an earth-grade alchemist. However, in addition to alchemy experience, Lin Ray had also activated his bloodline Hongmeng in the bloodline world. Chapter 86. Ding Dong. The cultivation experience bar is full. Host, do you want to upgrade your cultivation now? Just as Linley was about to sense the power emanating from his bloodline during the 4th stage of the trial, the sound of the system's notification rang out. Oh, in that case, I'll find a place to upgrade my cultivation first, and then go to the 5th layer. With that, Lin Ray looked for a direction and quickly flew in that direction. At this time, the people outside the Cloud Pagoda were already impatient. Damn, it's been a few hours. Didn't they say that it would open in 3 hours? What's going on now? Is it still open or not? Hey, don't talk nonsense. Didn't you see the previous person's death? Do you want to be like that person? Hearing the man's words, the person next to him hurriedly reminded him, for fear that he would be implicated. Well, don't quarrel. Senior Reincarnation Tool Spirit said 3 hours, so it's 3 hours. It's useless to be anxious. It's better to sit there and rest for a while so that you won't embarrass yourselves inside. What? The sudden words made the 2 people who were quarreling target the person who spoke in the group chat. They were ready to attack him verbally, but when they saw the person's brain, they instantly became terrified. Ha! Ha ha! So, it's the Holy Son of the Central Continent. We were wrong just now. Please forgive us. After that, the 2 people sensibly retreated to the side, far away from the Holy Son of the Sword House. No way. That's the Holy Son of the Sword House, Shao, one of the 5 great childs of the Central Continent. After knowing that this was the Holy Son of the Sword House, everyone gathered together and looked at this young man who was about the same age as Lin Ray with fear. Alas, it seems that we won't get anything this time. Since young master is here, we can only watch. With that, those who knew how to behave themselves quickly flew out of the Lingtian forbidden area. Before leaving, all of them looked back at the Cloud Pagoda standing there, and then flew away decisively. A bunch of cowards. This was a young man dressed in luxurious clothes. When he saw this scene, his face revealed a look of disgust and ridicule. He looked in the direction that the group of people had left, his eyes filled with disdain. Trial challengers, since you have not left, it means that your hearts are firm and you have not been shaken by external forces. This is something that I am deeply gratified about. As for those who have left, I deeply regret it. However, when they left, they no longer had the qualifications to participate in the trial. Everyone who heard this, including those who had hesitated for a long time and didn't leave, broke out in cold sweat. They felt very lucky in their hearts. They felt very lucky that they had come. All right, I won't waste any more words. Close your eyes, and I'll bring you to the waiting area of the trial grounds. After that, everyone closed their eyes and felt their bodies become clear. Then they felt this spiritual energy around them become very rich. They wanted to see where they were, but they didn't dare to open their eyes without the permission of the samsara artifact spirit. All right, you can open your eyes now, said the reincarnation artifact spirit. Everyone opened their eyes at the next moment. When they saw the scene in front of them, they were all shaken. They were all mesmerized by the scene in front of them. This is the inside of the cloud pagoda. At this moment, the holy son of the sword house, Shao, was the first to wake up and casually asked, "Correct, this is the inside of the cloud pagoda. Isn't it unbelievably good? Does it feel like a dream?" Zhao's face turned red when he heard the reincarnation tool spirit's words. This scene was seen by everyone present. Suddenly, they burst into an uproar. In their knowledge, Shao was an unruly and ruthless person. They didn't expect that Shao would have such a year. At this time, they suspected that the rumors about him were false. Cough, those cloud pagoda are spatial artifacts. Shao felt the atmosphere around him and thought about his previous behavior. His expression became serious as he asked the samsara artifact spirit, "All right, someone has already asked these questions before. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Besides, there's no need for me to tell you. You already know that you're here for the trial grounds, not to chat." Seeing the samsara artifact spirit's impatience, Shao obediently shut his mouth. However, when he heard that someone asked this question before, he didn't have enough manliness. "Senior, may I ask who asked you this question? Moreover, the cloud pagoda has never appeared before. Could it be that someone came in before us?" Everyone reacted after hearing Zhao's words. Everyone's gaze gathered on the samsara artifact spirit. You're quite smart. You're right, someone came in before. But now, that person has already entered the trial. Moreover, he has already passed through a lot. What? How can this be? How did that person come in? Everyone exploded after hearing the samsara artifact spirit's words. They didn't think that someone could come in before them. All right, that's enough. I'm going to open the trial now. As for how many levels you can pass, it will depend on your luck and good fortune. Senior, Shao wanted to say something, but everything in front of him changed. Moreover, everyone was separated. Samsara had thrown everyone into an individual space. They could only meet again after reaching the 9th level. In other words, they were fighting alone until now. How can this be? No, I have to get ahead of that person. I can't let him get the inheritance of Samsara, great emperor. Shao looked at the place in front of him and carefully examined it. At this time, in a cave on the 4th level, Lin Rei had reached an important moment. At this time, Lin Rei's face was flushed red. His forehead was covered with cold sweat. His lips were trembling nonstop. It seemed like he was experiencing some kind of pain. Soon, I'm going to break through the immediate stage. At this time, in Lin Rei's meridians, the Ling Qi seemed to be uncontrollably operating on its own. What's going on? Why is it operating on its own? Seeing such a situation, Lin Rei panicked. At this time, when he didn't know what to do, the little dragon came. "Oh, what's going on? It's rare to see such an expression. What kind of problem have you encountered this time? Tell me, maybe I can solve it for you." No, I can solve it." Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei directly refused. At this time, Lin Rei simply didn't want to play with the little dragon. So, he quickly operated his martial arts and tried to control the Ling Qi. Suddenly, an inexplicable force pushed away Lin Rei's control. Could it be another extreme realm breakthrough? Seeing this, Lin Li couldn't help but think back to when he had broken through to the Lammeter realm with lightning strike. It had been the same situation. Thus, Lin Li boldly relaxed his mind and allowed the spiritual energy to rampage about in his veins. Although it was very painful, when he thought about how he was about to break through to the Lamiter realm, the pain was nothing. Dong dong, dong dong, dong dong. A sound came from his body. Lin Ray felt that his thinking was a bit too simple, but at this time, the little dragon's voice came, and it sounded anxious. Hurry, quickly operate your martial arts and swallow that Lingqi. You can't let it go so unscrupulously. If it continues like this, your meridians will be destroyed. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray didn't care about anything else and directly operated his martial arts to swallow the Lingqi. Suddenly, Lin Ray felt that the Lingqi was very large. At this time, Lin Ray had an illusion that this Lingqi was more than the Lingqi liquid in the pool. 10 minutes later, Lin Ray's martial arts didn't stop and was still constantly swallowing the Lingqi. How can this be? Why is this Lingqi so large? And it seems to be very pure. What the hell is going on? At this time, Lin Ray's worldview was completely subverted. Although he knew everything about the immortal cultivators, the world was full of wonders, just like the Lingqi that was being swallowed now. Now you know to ask me. Then what did you do just now? If I didn't feel that something was wrong, you would have become a puppet controlled by Lingqi. Listening to Lin Ray's words, the little dragon couldn't help but complain. Its tone was full of worry and anger. I'm sorry. I thought it was because the lightning seal was about to break through, but who would have thought it would be like this? Looking at Lin Ray's appearance, the little dragon was angry. It didn't know what to say. Anyway, if you encounter such a thing in the future, you must tell me. I won't harm you. If I kill you, I will dissipate. Do you understand? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray lowered his head and showed a guilty expression. Well, this matter is over. Just this time, you should hurry and use this Lingqi to break through. As for the other Lingqi, you can save it first and wait for the next breakthrough. After saying that, the little dragon disappeared, and Lin Ray listened to the little dragon's words. He seriously controlled the martial arts and gathered enough Lingqi to break through the barrier of the upper stage of Anidia. Pong! Kacha! Sounds came from the body. At the same time, the pressure and aura rose at the same time. In a short while, it rose to the extreme. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for breaking through to the middle stage of Anidia. Chapter 87. Phew! I finally broke through the Anidia stage. It's a pity I couldn't break through to the golden core stage in one go. Even though Linley's cultivation had reached the Anidia stage, he didn't feel any relief from leveling up. Instead, he had a look of regret on his face. If the people outside were to see this scene, they would definitely raise their knives and chase after Linley. Linley, I think you should take out the map of the Cloud Tower. That way, you'll be able to progress a bit faster. With your current level of cultivation, it's impossible for you to reach the top. If you don't take out the map, you'll probably die on the 8th floor. Just as Linley was about to rise and head to the next checkpoint, the little dragon suddenly spoke. Oh, map! Hearing Xiaolong's words, Linley suddenly remembered that he had obtained a map like this when he had made his breakthrough. That's right. The map clearly shows the traps and stages in the past few years. If you follow the map, you'll be able to reach the 9th stage very quickly and obtain the Reincarnation Emperor's inheritance. You'll also have a chance to obtain the Cloud Pagoda Spatial Immortal item. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray's eyes revealed an excited expression, but his face was still cold. I understand. As long as I can obtain this spatial immortal artifact, I will be able to do anything. As long as I have this immortal artifact, I will be able to better groom the future disciples of profound Sect. Saying this, Lin Ray took out the map. It was a beast skin map that showed the mechanisms of each level of the Cloud Pagoda. Moreover, it showed the location of the central hub of the Cloud Pagoda on the 9th level. I really struck it rich this time. I didn't think the system would give me such a good thing. I always thought the system only knew how to cheat people. Saying this, Lin Ray revealed an expression of disbelief. However, there was a trace of joy in his eyes that couldn't be hidden. Humph. You only know how to speak ill of the system. If I knew, I would have asked the system not to give you this map and let you die in the next few years. You really take my kindness for granted. At this moment, the little dragon couldn't bear to listen to Lin Ray's words any longer. It walked out and scolded Lin Ray while pointing at his nose. Well, okay, it's my fault this time. I won't scold you next time, okay? After hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon didn't say anything else. Instead, it looked at Lin Ray with a serious expression as if it had thought of something bad. Lin Ray, you have to remember that you can't just rely on this map. You have to act according to your will. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died in the end. Although the map shows the location of a mechanism, it doesn't indicate whether or not there are powerful people or beasts guarding the place. So, you have to be careful. Suddenly hearing the little dragon say this, Lin Ray didn't react for a moment. He couldn't help but stare blankly at the little dragon. Hey, did you hear what I said? Seeing Lin Ray's expression, the little dragon became anxious. It directly went to Lin Ray's ear and shouted loudly. Oh, I know. After speaking, Lin Ray looked at the map and directly arrived at the 5th checkpoint. Here, Lin Ray felt his body sink as if there was a large rock on his back, making it hard for him to breathe. Damn, what's going on? Seeing the sudden situation, Lin Ray quickly took out the map. At a glance, he realized that this checkpoint was a gravity checkpoint. On this floor, the Reincarnation Emperor had already set up a gravity formation. As long as one's strength was strong, the gravity formation would increase exponentially. Moreover, the weight would increase by 1 level for each level of strength until the person couldn't bear it and was directly crushed to death by the gravity formation. At the same time, the formation was also a great test of one's physical fitness. Damn, why is the Reincarnation Emperor so free? Of all the things to set up, he set up a gravity formation. Isn't this clearly to make things difficult for the trial takers? Looking at the explanation on the map, Lin Ray understood the real purpose of the 5th floor. It was to tell the trial takers that they shouldn't rely on their own Fa-Li. It was more important to rely on their own physical strength. If we were to talk about how to advance to this point, even walking 10 meters would be a problem. However, after going through the 3rd checkpoint, my body has already reached the level of a bejeweled weapon. This shouldn't be a problem for me. After speaking, Lin Ray followed the route on the map and walked towards the location of the mechanism. Along the way, Lin Ray didn't feel anything wrong at all. Instead, he felt that his physical body was slowly improving, although the speed of improvement was very small. Soon, Lin Ray followed the route on the map and arrived at a valley. Looking at the surrounding environment, Lin Ray stopped. Little dragon, do you think there's really a mechanism in this valley that can crack this level? Why do I feel that it's very dangerous here? Feeling that something was wrong, Lin Ray quickly asked the little dragon, hoping that the little dragon could give him an answer. After all, did it give him the map? Something wrong? Where? Hearing Lin Ray's request for help, the little dragon walked out with a happy face. Looking over, it saw the valley that Lin Ray was talking about. Why is there such a thing here? Looking at the valley, the little dragon couldn't help but say, how is it? Is there any danger in here? Or did you see if the mechanism to crack this is in here? Looking at the little dragon's silence, Lin Ray couldn't help but ask the little dragon, sigh, there's no danger. However, there's something in here that will definitely help you in the future. As for whether there's a mechanism to crack this level, I don't know. As usual, without waiting for Lin Ray to ask clearly, the little dragon directly disappeared, leaving Lin Ray to look at the valley in front of him in a daze. Damn, can you not be so irresponsible? Since you know what's in here, can't you wait to tell me? Although he knew that the little dragon wouldn't say anything, Lin Ray still couldn't help it. As the saying goes, if you don't speak, you won't feel happy. Lin Ray felt much more comfortable. Knowing that there was no danger in this valley, Lin Ray lifted his foot and wanted to walk into the valley. As soon as he entered the valley, Lin Ray felt a cold wind coming from the depths of the valley. Why do I feel like I've been tricked by the little dragon again? At this time, Lin Ray's heart had a feeling of regret for listening to the little dragon's words. However, Now that he had entered, it meant that there was no turning back. Looking at the map, Lin Ray came to the place to crack the level with a skeptical attitude. However, Lin Ray was very glad that there was really what he wanted here. Looking at this map, it's quite real. Looking at the mechanism in front of him, Lin Ray hurriedly walked up. He stretched out his hand and wanted to slap forward with spiritual energy to destroy the level mechanism. However, something unexpected to Lin Ray walked out. It looked very naughty. Human, why are you here? The one who spoke was a dragon that was more than a meter long and had golden lustrous scales on its body. You're a dragon? Lin Ray asked the thing that walked out with a skeptical tone. His eyes were full of disbelief. Humph. Kid, please don't be so rude. Although this dragon is also a member of the dragon race, this dragon is indeed from the golden dragon race, the most powerful of the dragon race. Those bastards simply cannot be compared to this dragon race. Hearing the little golden dragon's words, Lin Ray officially confirmed that this was really a dragon. Moreover, listening to the golden dragon's words, it seemed to be a very powerful species. For people who lived in the 21st century in his previous life, dragons were the existence of divine beasts. At the same time, they were also the symbol of Huaxia. Oh, no wonder the little dragon said that there was something here that would be helpful to me in the future. Sure enough, a dragon came out. Only now did Lin Ray understand what the little dragon's words meant. At this time, the golden dragon saw that Lin Ray ignored his words and was completely angry. Human, you actually turn a blind out of my words. Aren't you afraid of death? With that, the little golden dragon, who was originally only 1 meter long, grew bigger and only stopped when its body was about 500 feet long. Damn, this can be expressed. I was wondering how a dragon could be so small. It turned out that it deliberately became small. Looking at the little golden dragon, there was no fear in Lin Ray's eyes, only a fanatical expression. Little golden dragon, how about we make a deal? Oh, a deal. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the little golden dragon's body changed back to its original appearance. Yes, I'll make a deal with you. I'll take you out of here, but you have to protect me for 100 years. After 100 years, I'll give you back your freedom. What do you think? When he heard this sentence, the little golden dragon's eyes showed an excited expression, and his whole body trembled. Can you really take me out of this place? The little golden dragon asked Lin Ray with a doubtful tone. Well, yes, I can take you out of here, but you have to agree to my request. If you don't agree, then I can't help it. Okay, I agree. Isn't it just being your protector for 100 years? But you have to keep your word. After 100 years, you will give me back my freedom. After hearing Lin Ray's words and getting confirmation, the little golden dragon didn't hesitate and directly agreed. Okay, then it's decided. But you have to wait until I leave this cloud pagoda first. Finished speaking, Lin Ray didn't wait for the little golden dragon. Instead, he directly went to the place where the mechanism was cracked. Using the cultivation of the first stage of fasting, he hit the mechanism. Pong! That jade-like stone completely shattered when it came in contact with Lin Ray's fist. Suddenly, the gravity that was originally supporting his body completely disappeared. Congratulations to Trial Taker for passing the 5th layer of the world of gravity. The reward for this trial is the gravity array diagram, which is the array comprehension. After hearing this reward, Lin Ray smiled and didn't care too much. Instead, he turned his head and looked at the little golden dragon who was playing next to him. Let's go, little golden dragon. Let's go to the next trial. Chapter 88. And let's go. In this way, over the next few days, Linley and the little golden dragon ran through level after level of checkpoints. With the help of the little golden dragon, Linley and the scarlet tiger arrived at the 9th checkpoint under the guidance of the map. This was the final trial that the reincarnation artifact spirit had mentioned. Congratulations to the challenger for passing the 8th checkpoint. Do you want to continue to the 9th checkpoint? Hearing the voice of reincarnation tool spirit, Lin Ray didn't hesitate and directly nodded. And Lin Ray wasn't the only one who heard the voice of reincarnation tool spirit. All the challengers inside Cloud Pagoda already knew about it. Ow! How? How could someone enter the ninth floor so quickly? Impossible, impossible. In the seventh checkpoint, Don, who was trying his best to pass the checkpoint, went crazy when he heard this smile. He didn't want to believe that the reincarnation tool spirit was telling the truth, but it was the truth. Moreover, the reincarnation tool spirit had said a few days ago, Could it be that person who came in early? Everything made sense, but he was very unwilling in his heart. He wasn't willing to let the person who entered the ninth checkpoint get the inheritance of reincarnation, Great Emperor. No, I have to enter the ninth floor as soon as possible. Reincarnation Great Emperor can't have set up simple mechanisms in the ninth floor. Xiao began to exert all his strength to break through the checkpoint. He held his sword in one hand and unceasingly waved it in front of him. Sword Chi instantly rushed towards the demon beast guarding the eighth checkpoint. It wasn't just Xiao. The other challengers in other spaces were also in the same situation. When they heard that someone had entered the ninth floor, they made a final struggle. They all wanted to break through the ninth floor as soon as possible so that they could compete with the challenger who had already entered the ninth floor. How incredible! To think that this little fellow would give me such a huge surprise. To think that he would be able to enter the ninth level just like that. This is truly beyond my expectations. What a blessing. To think that he would even be able to obtain the young master of the Golden Dragon clan sealed here, by master. At this time, Samsara's artifact spirit was meditating in another space. He was shocked after seeing Lin Rei's performance. He didn't think that Lin Rei would be this far. Looks like my master's Cloud Pagoda and his inheritance will be taken away by this brat. When the time comes, I want to see the expressions of those guys from the immortal world. I want to let them know the price of killing my master is huge. Speaking of this, the reincarnation artifact spirit revealed a huge murderous aura. The murderous look in his eyes was undisguised. Welcome, the first person to come here in 10,000 years. I'm very excited that you were able to come here. The people who come here are all very outstanding. When Linley arrived at the ninth level of the Cloud Tower, he saw a middle-aged man dressed in dragon robes, with a violet crown on his head. His hands were clasped behind his back, and he had an aura of nobility about him. His face was filled with excitement as he looked at Linley. Ah, hee, senior you are? Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Linley was speechless. But when he looked at the middle-aged man, he realized that anyone who could be here was no ordinary person. And judging from his attire, Linley was even more certain that this person was no ordinary person. Ha, little friend, you don't have to be so guarded against the Emperor. If the Emperor wanted to kill you, he would have done it long ago. Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Lin Fan smiled. An awkward look appeared on Linley's face. But everyone had their guard up. This was common sense. Linley couldn't let his guard down just because of a few words from the middle-aged man. Forget it. The Emperor won't bicker with you. Who's fat? You're the first person to come here in all these years. Seeing Lin Rei's expression, the middle-aged man smiled and shook his head. He didn't say anything else. May I know who senior is? Why are you here? Seeing the middle-aged man's expression, Lin Rei couldn't help but ask curiously. Emperor, it must have been many years since anyone taught the name of the Emperor. That's why the Emperor doesn't know who he is. However, he knows that the Emperor is the master of this Cloud Tower. Others call him the Reincarnation Emperor. What? The Reincarnation Emperor? Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Lin Rei couldn't help but exclaim. It was as if he had seen a ghost. That's right. What's wrong? Do you know the Emperor? Seeing Lin Rei's expression, the Reincarnation Emperor was dumbfounded. Oh, sorry. I was just too surprised. I didn't expect the Reincarnation Emperor to still be alive. No, you're wrong. The Emperor is only a strand of the Reincarnation Emperor's soul. His purpose is to protect and observe the future inheritor. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the Reincarnation Emperor finally understood what was going on. Then, he explained to Lin Rei. All right, enough talk. All right, let's cut the crap. It's time for you to accept the test. The final test is a kind of illusion, the most powerful illusion of the Reincarnation Emperor. It's called the 100 Reincarnation. You have to rely on your own will to wake up. If you can't wake up, you will be in a deep sleep until your lifespan runs out. As the saying goes, good fortune and misfortune go hand in hand. There are pros and cons. If you can wake up, you will be able to obtain all the memories of the Reincarnation Emperor. You will also be able to gain control of the Cloud Pagoda. Most importantly, you will be able to increase the strength of your soul. All of these will depend on your luck. It's up to you whether you want to live or die. If you leave now, this emperor will give you some of the techniques and spells of the Reincarnation Emperor. After hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words, Lin Ray fell silent. He closed his eyes and carefully thought about the Reincarnation Emperor's words. Sigh, another timid person. It seems like there won't be any inheritor this time. Just as the remnant soul of the Samsara Emperor was feeling regretful, Lin Li's voice rang out. I'm willing to accept the final test. Senior, please start quickly. That one sentence represented everything. The remnant soul of the Reincarnation Emperor revealed a look of approval as well. He smiled at Lin Li and said, That's right. That's right. You are indeed different from the average person. If an average person heard what I said just now, they would immediately choose the latter. However, I still have to remind you that no one has been able to wake up from this dreamland alive since it was created. Are you sure you want to enter the last level of the trial? The Reincarnation Emperor asked again worriedly. Lin Ray's heart warmed when he heard this. He didn't say anything and just nodded firmly. All right, I was right about you. Since this is your choice, I won't interfere. Let's start now. After saying this, the Reincarnation Emperor's soul formed a seal with his hands and kept chanting, 100 reincarnation, life in illusion, 100 reincarnations, life in decay. As he chanted, more and more seals appeared. Everything around him changed. Slowly, the Reincarnation Emperor's soul dimmed. 100 reincarnation, life in illusion, come to me. Suddenly, everything changed in front of Lin Ray. At this moment, Lin Ray's memory had been sealed. In a large courtyard, an old man was pacing back and forth in front of a door with an anxious look on his face. His eyes would occasionally look into the room. Why hasn't she given birth yet? I don't know where that little bastard went. His wife is about to give birth, but he's nowhere to be seen. Someone come. Master. At this moment, a figure suddenly appeared in the air and knelt on the ground to greet the old man. Go and find third brother. I don't care what you do. I'll break his legs. I really don't know how I raised him. Yes, master. After saying this, the person on the ground immediately disappeared. Then, he started to worry again. Wah, wah, wah. Suddenly, the sound of a baby crying came from the room. After hearing it, the old man trembled with excitement. Gia, a maid came out with the baby in her arms. She said to the old man, Master, a young lady gave birth to a little young master. Ha ha. After hearing the maid's report, the old man looked up to the sky and howled. Tears flowed down his face uncontrollably. Several servants beside him also cried. After a long time, the old man calmed down. He hurriedly took the baby from the maid's arms and kissed him intimately. He kissed him from head to toe, no matter where he was. Good. Third daughter-in-law is really capable. She even gave birth to a son for the Lin family. She really deserves credit. Pass my words. From now on, third daughter-in-law will take care of everything in the family. Yes, master. I'll go and inform all the masters in the family. After hearing this, the servant hurriedly walked out. Soon, the entire Lin family knew of the old man's decision. From now on, this child will be the young master of the Lin family. His name will be Lin Ray. After saying this, the old man returned the baby to the maid and turned to leave. In the blink of an eye, 18 years had passed. The young man who was named Lin Ray by the old man had now become a handsome young man with sharp eyebrows and bright eyes. Sigh, how pitiful. I don't know what's wrong with the young master. Ever since he fell to the ground a year ago, he's been in a daze. He hasn't said anything. I really don't know what to do. That's right. Ever since the young master contracted this illness, Master has been searching for famous doctors all over the continent. However, it's been a year and there hasn't been any progress. At this moment, the two maids were chattering behind Lin Ray's back. However, Lin Ray ignored them. Ever since he hit his head a year ago, Lin Ray had always felt that he was missing some memory. However, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't recall it. Just like this, he had to recall what he had forgotten every day. Since then, he had never spoken to anyone, including his mother. As for his father, he was forced to go to the battlefield by Master Lin and eventually died on the battlefield. What memory am I missing? Why can't I remember? Chapter 89. Young Master. Master is calling for you to eat. Just as Lin Ray was feeling distressed, a maid walked up to him and said, "Sigh." Looking at her young master's appearance, the maid sighed and directly pulled Lin Ray to the dining area. Soon, Lin Ray arrived at the dining hall. Looking at his mother and grandfather at the table, Lin Ray didn't say anything. Instead, he was thinking about his lost memories while using his chopsticks to pick up food in his mouth. His eyes were lifeless. Woo, what is going on? What did I do wrong? Why is the heavens torturing me so early? Looking at her son's appearance, Wang Yuro cried as she hammered her chest and muttered to herself, "Sigh, Rower, don't cry. Since things are already like this, then so be it. With our status in the Empire, who can shake us? As long as I am here, Ray will be safe for the rest of his life." Looking at his daughter-in-law and grandson, Lin Ba's entire person instantly became dispirited. His tone carried a hint of exhaustion. "Yes, I understand, Father. I will take good care of Ray. I won't let anything happen to Ray." After speaking, Wang Yuro sat down beside Lin Ray. She took the bowl and chopsticks from Lin Ray's hands and personally fed Lin Ray. This kind of life continued for a very long time. Although the Lin family was a duke's mansion in the Empire, when Lin Ray was 28 years old, Lin Ba suddenly fell ill and died in the palace. His body was incinerated on the spot. After hearing this news, everyone in the Lin family either died or ran away. Now, in the huge duke's mansion, only Lin Ray, his mother, and the men of sacrifice trained by Lin Ba were left. Lin Ray was still the same as before. He was always in a daze and didn't speak to anyone. Even his mother didn't speak much. However, they didn't know that Lin Ray was very clear-headed. He wanted to remember what he had lost. As the saying goes, when the tree falls, the monkeys scatter. A tall tree attracts the wind. Originally, when Lin Ba was in the Duke's mansion, other people didn't have the guts to cause trouble. However, after Lin Ba's death, all those who didn't dare to come out now all came out. The Emperor of the Empire was even more shameless. After Lin Ba's death, he took back the title of Duke. And today, the day of the destruction of Lin Province had arrived. Those who had enmity with Lin and were jealous of Lin Ba all came. They wanted to completely destroy Lin Province. Bang! A group of people directly knocked open the gate of Lin Province and rushed out. The death warriors of Lin Province were all surrounded by this group of people and died. After all, they had the advantage in numbers. You group of ungrateful things. My father-in-law took care of you so much when he was alive. But now, you don't even let us, a widow and an orphan, go. Are you worthy of my father-in-law? Looking at the group of people in front of her, Wang Yuro's red eyes stared at everyone present. Lin Ray was still in the same daze as before. Oomph, Wang Yuro, you still have the nerve to mention that dead man. Although he helped me a lot, this is the Emperor's idea. Do you think I will offend the Emperor for a dead man? Ah, that's right. This is all approved by the Emperor. Besides, you're just a widow. Why are you saying so much? If you ask me, you might as well be with me. Although I can't be your concubine, you can still be my plaything. At this time, a man stared at Wang Yuro's body with a wretched expression on his face. His eyes were incomparably lustful. His eyes were filled with a desire to possess. Ha ha! Hearing this, the group of people all stood up. Only the leader didn't laugh. Madam, I don't want to do anything. I'm different from them. I just want to get Duke Lin's cultivation method. As long as you can give it to me, I promise to protect you and your son. What do you think? Oomph. Do you think I can believe your words? Hearing this, Wang Yuro looked at the man with a teasing expression and said, What if I give it to you and you go back on your words? What should we do then? Humph. Refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Brother, don't be nice to me. I want to see how hard this woman's mouth is. After saying that, a middle-aged man rubbed his hands and licked his lips. The lustful expression in his eyes was exposed. Ah, although you're already over 40 years old, it is undeniable that you are really beautiful. Sigh, it is too good for that kid to take advantage of cabbage like you. But don't worry, I won't mind. After saying that, the man's body flashed and appeared beside Wang Yuro. He held Wang Yuro in his arms and began to have bad intentions. Beast, let go of me, beast. Whoa. How could a weak woman without any martial arts be an opponent with martial arts cultivation? In an instant, the middle-aged man subdued Wang Yuro and pressed her to the ground. The group of people also stood there with smiles on their faces. It was as if they were waiting to watch a good show. What no one noticed was that Lin Ray, whose eyes were originally lifeless, revealed a strange smile. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, for escaping the 100 reincarnations environment. However, you have not truly escaped. As long as you go through 100 reincarnations, then the 100 reincarnations illusion will naturally be broken. Oh, you mean this is my first reincarnation, and I still have to go through another 99 reincarnations within the 100 reincarnations before I can break free from the 100 reincarnations? Yes. As long as you can persevere through the 100 reincarnations, then host's future will be limitless. Lin Ray, who was originally thinking, suddenly woke up and unsealed Lin Ray's memories. Lin Ray recovered his memories outside of the 100 reincarnations. Lin Ray knew that he was in the depths of his soul. Ah, beast, let go of me. At this moment, Lin Ray, who was talking to the little dragon, suddenly heard a familiar voice from his heart and woke up. When he saw the scene in front of him, Lin Ray was completely enraged. Although this was the 100 reincarnations environment, and he also knew that it was fake, Lin Ray's feelings were real. When he saw his mother being pressed to the ground by a man who was about to rape her, the hostility in his heart was directly awakened. Bastard, bastard, you all deserve to die. All of you deserve to die. Lin Ray's angry roar broke the original scene. After hearing Lin Ray's shout, all the people present, including Wang Yuro, turned their attention to Lin Ray. Yo, isn't this the young master who was an idiot for more than 10 years? How come he's fine now? It's too late, but you can see how your mother is being played by me under my crotch. At this moment, the middle-aged man who was riding on Wang Yuro saw Lin Ray's angry expression and looked at Lin Ray mockingly while tearing Wang Yuro's clothes. At this moment, Wang Yuro had already forgotten to resist. Seeing that her son was fine, Wang Yuro's face was full of tears. Run, run, Ray, run. Wang Yuro, who had just woken up, saw that her son had recovered. She also saw that the people around her were glaring at her son. Wang Yuro couldn't help but feel nervous. Thinking of her son's consolation, Wang Yuro screamed at the top of her lungs at Linley. As for the people who saw this scene, some of them were moved to tears, while others were glaring at Linley with killing intent. Run! Do you think he can run away? You'd better worry about yourself. Hearing Wang Yuyin's words, the middle-aged man's hand slapped towards Wang Yuyin's face. Wang Yuro seemed to have accepted her fate and closed her eyes, waiting for the slap to land. But after waiting for a long time, she didn't feel any pain. So, she opened her eyes and saw an unbelievable scene. She saw a hand grabbing the middle-aged man's arm and stopping him in midair. I've never caused trouble, but I'm not someone who's afraid of trouble either. Those who touch my reverse scale are usually the ones who die the most miserably. It turned out that when the middle-aged man was about to hit Wang Yuro, Lin Ray directly stepped in front of the middle-aged man and grabbed the hand that was about to hit his mother. Bang! Lin Ray's other hand directly hit the middle-aged man's head. With just one punch, no matter if it was brain matter or blood, all of it splattered on Wang Yuro's body. Mother, I'm sorry. I've made you suffer. After Lin Ray killed the middle-aged man, he directly threw the man's body to the side. Then, he took out a set of women's clothes and gave it to Wang Yuro. Then, he set up a barrier to help Wang Yuro change her clothes. You all deserve to die. How dare you treat my mother like this? After walking out of the barrier, Lin Ray looked at the crowd. Without any nonsense, he directly summoned the red flame tiger that was already at the peak of the gold course stage. What is this thing? Originally, the crowd was already shocked when they saw the rumored foolish young master. But now, there was an additional demonic beast that looked like a wolf and a tiger. Red flame tiger, die for me. I want all of them, including the entire imperial capital. I want the entire imperial capital to pay the price for the humiliation my mother suffered just now. A simple sentence really shook everyone present. They didn't expect that the person in front of them, who had been foolish for more than 10 years, would be so ruthless. Ayo! 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 After hearing Lin Ray's words, the red flame tiger directly flew out. When the crowd saw this scene, they were all dumbfounded. Everyone's heart was filled with regret, but they also knew that the winner was king and the loser was in the wrong. At this moment, they simply didn't have a right to make a choice. Little golden dragon, don't tell me you want to go too? I'm afraid that the red flame tiger can't handle it alone. I want all of their lives, no matter who it is. Chapter 90. Roar. After Linley finished speaking, a draconic roar could be heard from Linley's body, and then a golden light shot out from Linley's body into the sky. How is this possible? Who is this Lin Ray? Why does he have the help of a dragon? What's going on? Seeing all these things that they had never seen before and things that had never appeared in their lives had completely subverted their imaginations. Compared to the people who they had been trying to figure out for more than 10 years, they now felt like they had been played. In an instant, Lin Ray rushed forward with a martial Emperor Divine spear in his hand. He unleashed all his strength and began his massacre. In an instant, the entire Lin family's courtyard was filled with screams and begging for mercy. At this moment, their eyes were filled with fear. Young Master Lin, we beg you to let us go. We only became like this because we listened to those despicable people. It's all their fault. We were just used by others. Please be magnanimous, young Master Lin. Oof. Now you know how to beg for mercy. What have you been doing before? You're all a bunch of cowards. Before the group of people finished speaking, Lin Ray rejected them and continued his massacre. There weren't many people. In a short while, the entire Lin family, except for Lin Ray's mother and himself, were all dead. Wang Yuro, who had witnessed this scene, didn't know what to say. At this moment, Wang Yuro's eyes were lifeless and her mouth was wide open. The disbelief in her eyes was exposed. All of this fell into Lin Ray's eyes. Ha! Mother, what's wrong? Looking at his mother in the illusion, Lin Ray didn't know why, but the kinship in his heart was so real. Ray, what happened to you all these years? And those people who were expelled by you? Looking at his mother's appearance, Lin Ray explained without hiding anything. He even told her about the illusion of 100 reincarnations. In short, Mother, everything I'm experiencing right now is just an illusion created by the master of the Cloud Pagoda, the Reincarnation Emperor. I haven't lost my mind over the past 10 years. I know what you're doing. It's just that I was in a confused state at that time. So Wang Yuro couldn't believe what she heard. She didn't expect Lin Ray to say something like that. She also didn't expect the place they were living in to be an illusion. Ray, I don't care if this is an illusion or not. I only know that you are my son. I gave birth to you after 10 months of pregnancy. You're my flesh and blood. Do you know how much my heart ached for you over the past 10 years? As she spoke, Wang Yuro cried. All the insults and supercilious looks she had received over the past 10 years were now vented out. Seeing his mother like this, Lin Ray couldn't help but cry. However, Lin Ray quickly stopped his tears. Okay, Mother, I'll take you to the Imperial Palace to reason with the Emperor. Why did you want to poison Grandfather? Why did you want to exterminate the Lin family? Okay. Hearing her son's words, Wang Yuro quickly nodded. Let's go. Instantly, Linley placed Wang Yuro on his flying sword. Finding the direction of the Imperial Palace, he charged towards it at high speed. On the way, Linley saw the little golden dragon and the flaming tiger wantonly slaughtering their way through the imperial capital. This sort of scene, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to compare it to the Azura Hell. People of the Imperial Palace, listen to me. I am Lin Rei of the Lin family. If you want to blame someone, blame your emperor. He wanted to exterminate the Lin family. Therefore, I will use his entire imperial palace as the price. A simple sentence completely destroyed the hearts of the people in the imperial palace. At this moment, they finally understood why they had suffered such a disaster. Soon, Lin Rei rode his flying sword to the imperial palace. Without wasting any time, Lin Rei directly held the invincible divine spear and killed everyone he saw. It didn't matter if they had a grudge against him or not. As long as they were in the imperial palace, almost all of them died in his hands. Wang Yuro, who was following behind him, was already numb to this scene. On the way here, Wang Yuro had seen much crueler things. Stop, that's enough. All of this is my fault. Everything is my fault. Kill me. But I beg you, let those innocent people go. Just as Lin Rei was getting excited, a man wearing a dragon robe walked in front of Lin Rei and knelt on the ground, begging for mercy from Lin Rei. So you are the king. That's good. I won't have to go look for you. As he spoke, Lin Rei took a single step forward and arrived in front of the king. He pierced his spear into the king's body. Instantly, fresh blood spurted out like it was free of charge. Remember, transfer to a good family in your next life. Don't think about this life. After speaking, Lin Rei immediately shot the kneeling king with his spear, giving him a quick death. Eunuch, did you see that? Rei is fine. The emperor is also dead. Our family's revenge has finally been avenged. The moment Lin Rei killed the emperor, Wang Yuro knelt on the ground and supported herself with both hands. At this time, Wang Yuro's face was already covered with tears. Later, let's go. Since we've already taken our revenge, there's nothing to linger about. As for those people we sent out, let's hurry up and bring them back. Don't let them kill anymore. They're all innocent. And I know. Hearing his mother's words, Lin Rei didn't dare to disobey. He quickly took back the little golden dragon and scarlet flame tiger. Then, Lin Rei took his mother and disappeared. This scene moved everyone. From now on, a new sect appeared in Jianghu. Ever since Lin Rei regained his memories, Lin Rei directly stored them. Even the 100 reincarnations of the Samsara Emperor couldn't seal his memories again. After experiencing the first life, Lin Rei didn't lose any more memories in the following life. From the first life, he was a demon, a merchant, a love addict, and so on. In the last life, he was a general on the battlefield of life and death. Lin Rei tasted all kinds of joys and sorrows in this 100 reincarnations. After passing the 100 reincarnations, his spirit began to soar rapidly and finally reached the body integration stage. This is great. I finally broke through the 100 reincarnations. Seeing that he had broken the final test of the Samsara Emperor, there was no need to mention how happy he was now. Not bad. Really not bad. I really didn't misjudge you. I didn't expect you to be able to complete the 100 reincarnations that no one has ever broken before. After waking up and experiencing 100 reincarnations, you are qualified to be my successor and inherit my mantle. After Lin Rei finished the 100 reincarnations, Lin Rei directly returned to the last floor of the Cloud Pagoda. Seeing this familiar scene, Lin Rei was very happy. Yes, Senior. Then let's start. Hearing the words of the Samsara Emperor, Lin Rei couldn't wait. But before that, I have to give you a good fortune. Now that you are at the peak of Anidia, I will give you a hand and help you step into the Gold Core realm. After saying that, an incomparably pure energy instantly appeared in Lin Rei's body. In an instant, he directly activated the devouring technique and began to devour the pure energy. He wanted to rush into the Gold Core realm. Quickly turn the technique to the left. Although the progress was very slow, Lin Rei didn't feel the slightest bit irritated at all. Very quickly, 3 days have passed since Lin Rei broke through to the Gold Core realm. In these 3 days, a lot of things happened. After the Samsara Emperor transferred the energy to Lin Rei, he expelled everyone from the Cloud Pagoda. Although they didn't complain much, they still learned a lot from the Cloud Pagoda. Bang! Lin Rei, who was sitting on the 9th floor of the Cloud Pagoda, suddenly heard a muffled sound. Lin Ray saw that his dantian was no longer the same as before. At this time, a colorless bead appeared in his dantian. Lin Ray could clearly feel the powerful energy coming from this bead. Ding dong! Congratulations on breaking through to the Gold Core realm. The reward requires 5 million experience points. Let's see what happened to his information after breaking through to the Gold Core realm first. Arriving here first, Linley immediately opened the system interface for checking his information. Glancing at it, his information appeared in the air, clearly visible. Name: Lin Ray. Age: 15. Cultivation: Lower Gold Core Realm Experience 100000001000000. Spiritual Roots: Lightning, Fire, Wood. 3. Chaos Spiritual Roots Talent: P. Cultivation Technique: Chaos Scripture, Incomplete. Devouring Technique, Growable. Hongming Pill Refining, Entry Level. Cloud Technique, Emperor Level Technique. Martial Technique: Butterfly Steps, Entry Level. Stellar Finger, Practiced. Silent Thunder Spear Art, High Profound Level Martial Technique. Now trained to the entry level. Can produce 3 lightning bolts. Myriad Sword Art, Heaven Level, Spiritual Treasure. Martial Emperor God Spear, High Spirit Chi, Growable. Myriad Law Sword, Gradeless. Myriad Beast Furnace Equipment. Cloud Treading Boots, High Spirit Artifact. Purple Cloud Robe, High Spirit Artifact. Purple Cloud Inner Armor, High Spirit Artifact. Mount: Red Flame Tiger P. Gold Core Realm Lucky Draw Wheel for Champion Draw System. The Champion Draw opportunity has been used up. This system has been permanently sealed. Reputation Value: 0 Redemption Points. 50,000 Spiritual Stones. 0 Earth Level Alchemist. 100,005,0000. Peak Spiritual Medicine. Heaven and Earth Treasure. 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite, 50 kilograms of purple gold sand mission. Main mission: set up a sect in the next 5 years. If you can't complete the mission or exceed the time limit, the system will kill you directly. Side mission: within the next 5 years, he had to recruit 5 of the best disciples. Every disciple had to be top-notch. Within these 5 years, he had to help his disciples make a name for themselves in the mysterious heavenly mainland. If he couldn't complete the mission within 5 years, he would be killed by the system, just like the previous mission. Main mission: host, you must become a profound level alchemist within a month. If you can't complete the mission within the time limit, the system will kill you automatically. Side mission: go to the Fengyan Sect and kill 3rd Elder Wang Shun within a year. If you can't complete the mission or exceed the time limit, the system will kill you directly. Side mission: take control of the entire Danzong Sect's upper echelons within a day and become the master of the Danzong Sect. Pills: 30 body strengthening pills, 200 soul gathering pills, 50 foundation establishment pills, 11 mind control pills, 1 breakthrough pill, 11 nascent breakthrough pills, 2 adversity surpassing pills. Chapter 91. Damn, you can't be serious. How do my experience points increase so much? How am I supposed to live like this? Seeing that his experience points had soared to 100 million points, Lin Ray was startled and couldn't help but feel a little worried. Humph. Aren't you talking nonsense? Oh, then you're only allowed to increase your cultivation and not the system. Isn't this like allowing the magistrate to set a fire and not allowing the commoners to light a lamp? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray immediately lost his temper. But thinking about it, the little dragon's words made sense. Even if I want to increase my experience points, it can't increase by so much. You also know that my current cultivation speed is much slower than before. Moreover, the 1-year deadline is not too far away. In order to prevent any accidents, I have to raise my cultivation to the nascent soul stage. Only then will I have the opportunity to go offline. Thinking about the 100 million experience points, Lin Ray couldn't help but worry. Even if it wasn't for the 5-year mission, just the recent mission was about to expire. If he couldn't complete it, then he would be obliterated. Are you crazy? Right now, your cultivation speed is still very slow. Just based on your words, if you go out and let others hear it, then you will die miserably. Think about it. How long would it take for others to break through to the next level? What about you? In just a few months, you've already reached the lower stage of the golden core stage. You should be satisfied. Hearing Linley's words, Xiaolong immediately rolled his eyes at Linley and said the words that had been bothering him for a long time. Cough, 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 you don't have to worry about it. As long as you keep looking for opportunities, just like this cloud tower, you can quickly increase your experience points. Also, don't forget that you have 5 billion experience points in 5 years. That's enough for you to level up a few times, so don't be too hasty. Listening to the little dragon's words, Lin Rei kept nodding his head in agreement. This was because Lin Rei knew that if he talked back, the little dragon would keep talking. All right, I got it. I know you're doing this for my own good, little dragon. I'll keep your words in mind. I won't rush into anything. After saying that, Lin Rei exited the system space and arrived on the 9th floor of the cloud tower. Ha ha, little friend, you are indeed extraordinary. Just now, the Emperor felt a strange energy in your body, and even I don't know what this energy is. But this is nothing. After all, everyone has some secrets. What I find most inconceivable is that after that energy flashed, your heart also stopped beating. The Reincarnation Emperor's words completely confused Lin Rei, who had just come out of the system space. However, after thinking about it, he realized that it was because he had entered the system space. Oh, Senior doesn't need to be so nervous. It's just a cultivation method. It's not a big deal. Oh, so it's like that. Although the Reincarnation Emperor said that, Lin Rei could see from his eyes that the Reincarnation Emperor didn't believe him at all. Senior, now that I've broken through to the golden core stage, shouldn't we accept the inheritance? Seeing that the Reincarnation Emperor didn't respond, Lin Rei became very anxious. He quickly explained the matter of the inheritance to the Reincarnation Emperor. Oh, right. You see, the Emperor is getting old. My brain isn't working anymore. Since little friend is ready, let's begin. However, the Emperor must make it clear that the inheritance process is very painful. To be on the safe side, the Emperor will only impart the Emperor's cultivation and battle experience. If possible, the Emperor will also impart the knowledge of refining. As for whether you learn it or not, that will be up to you. Okay, thank you very much, Senior. Hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words, Lin Rei thanked the Reincarnation Emperor gratefully. Then, he sat down cross-legged and began to accept the Reincarnation Emperor's inheritance. Young friend, you have to hold on. During the process of my teleportation, you must not be careless. Moreover, the most taboo thing is to faint halfway. If you faint, it means that your life has come to an end. Yes. Hearing these words, the Samsara Emperor's finger transformed into a sword finger, instantly tapping Linley's forehead. Instantly, an enormous amount of memories began to flood into Linley's mind. Slowly, Linley began to sort through the memories of the Reincarnation Emperor that had already merged into his mind. Seeing these memories, Linley could truly feel the growth process and experiences of the Reincarnation Emperor. I didn't expect that the Reincarnation Emperor was actually a member of the mortal world. When he was young, he came to a cave by chance and obtained the Reincarnation Pearl and the Reincarnation Scripture. After that, he began to cultivate. However, gradually, his family became lazier and lazier. In the end, his family members left him one by one. From then on, the Reincarnation Emperor would never find a mortal world person to be his cultivation companion. It was a pity that this was often the case. Everything seemed to be God's will. After the Reincarnation Emperor cultivated, he began to travel the world. However, on the way, he saved a girl. In the end, the girl began to pester the Reincarnation Emperor in order to repay his kindness. In the end, the girl married the Reincarnation Emperor directly. As time went by, the girl's appearance became uglier and uglier. When the girl realized that the Reincarnation Emperor was still as handsome as before, she was puzzled. After pestering the land of reincarnation, The reincarnation emperor finally told her about cultivation. Cultivation was cruel, regardless of whether it was the world of cultivators or not. As long as one had the strength, as long as one could survive in this era where the strong preyed on the weak, regardless of whether it was one's family or friends, greed would prevail. In the end, the woman found out that the reincarnation emperor's cultivation method could allow him to attain immortality. In the end, she chose to betray him and sold the information to a subordinate of a giant from the upper world. When the reincarnation emperor found out about this, he wanted to kill her, but in the end, he couldn't do it because his love for the woman had surpassed everything else. Thus, he was hunted down by countless assassins. However, he relied on his talent and cultivation method to survive the relentless pursuit and often walked on the edge of death. Because of this, his cultivation base began to rise. Under the relentless pursuit, he completed a mission that others would never be able to complete in their lifetime. Finally, when he became an immortal emperor 300 years later, the woman he loved was still alive and had an extraordinary cultivation base. When the reincarnation emperor was at his weakest, the woman ended his life. Only after her death did the reincarnation emperor wake up. He regretted not taking her life back then. With his last breath, he left a strand of his soul in the cloud pagoda and sent it down to the lower realm, which was the current profound heavenly continent. Sigh, the reincarnation emperor's life is really bitter. I didn't expect that his kindness would lead to his death. Lin Rei couldn't help but sigh. He suddenly thought of Hong Lian, who was still unconscious in the system space. That's not right. Didn't the reincarnation emperor's soul say that he would show me his cultivation method and battle experience? What is he trying to do now? Lin Rei, who was lamenting, couldn't help but wake up. He didn't want to see the reincarnation emperor's experience. Very soon, the reincarnation emperor's inheritance was completed 3 days later. However, Lin Rei was puzzled because the reincarnation emperor didn't feel any pain at all. All right, little friend, now that you have obtained the inheritance, it's my turn to speak. Oh, what does Senior want to say? Hearing the words of the reincarnation emperor's soul, Zhou Bao couldn't help but feel puzzled. I want to beg you, when you reach a certain level of cultivation, please avenge me. Kill that bitch for me. Also, kill the forces behind that bitch and the forces that have been chasing after me. I was able to leave the inheritance because of my obsession. I don't want to be betrayed by a woman. I can't accept it. I can't accept it. As he spoke, the Samsara Emperor's voice was filled with a tyrannical aura. Linley could sense that the remnant soul of the Samsara Emperor was emanating a murderous aura that even Linley had never seen before. But Senior, the people who want to kill you are now in the immortal realm. With my current cultivation, I'm afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Seeing Lin Rei's expression, the reincarnation emperor knew what was on Lin Rei's mind. I'm not asking you to kill those people now. I'm asking you to wait until you reach the immortal realm and have the strength to fight against them. Then, it won't be too late to avenge me. Besides, I believe you can do it. Oh, you believe in me so much? Hearing the words of the reincarnation emperor, Lin Rei's interest was piqued. He didn't expect the reincarnation emperor's soul to believe in him so much. Of course, when you came in, I want to sense the power within your body. Since you're able to cultivate to the pinnacle state, it means that your future achievements will not be any less than mine. Furthermore, looking at the speed at which you're increasing your cultivation, I believe that you must have a secret on you. Or perhaps a treasure that can help you increase your cultivation. Hearing the words of the reincarnation emperor, Lin Rei finally understood that the reincarnation emperor had his eyes on him the moment he came in. All right, I can promise you that. However, I don't know if I will succeed or not. It will depend on when I can cultivate to the level you speak of. However, I can assure you that if I can really reach the level you speak of, and if your enemy is still alive, I will definitely avenge you. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the reincarnation emperor heaved a sigh of relief. It was as if he was afraid that Lin Rei wouldn't agree. Chapter 92. Good. I really didn't misjudge you. You're not bad. You're better than anyone I've met in my life. I really want to see how far you can go in the future. Sigh you can. My soul is about to dissipate. My soul is about to dissipate. His face was full of expectation, but in the end, it turned into relief and joy. Alas, everything in the world has to die one day. Even the immortal sovereigns and immortal venerables in the immortal world will die one day. In this world where the strong preys on the weak, we have to face it eventually. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the eyes of the remnant soul of reincarnation emperor lit up. Suddenly, the transcendent chi around his body became denser. Ha ha ha, how ridiculous! I thought I had gained some understanding of the great Tao after cultivating for so many years. But after hearing what you said today, I realize that you've been cultivating for hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of years. After hearing Lin Ray's words, the remnant soul of Reincarnation Emperor seemed to have gone mad. He raised his head and laughed loudly. His voice was filled with loneliness. Ha ha ha, good. Now that you've enlightened me, I won't have to wait for so many years. Before I die, I'll give you an opportunity. I wonder if you'd like to know about it. Thank you very much, Senior. It would be disrespectful of this junior to refuse. His eyes lit up after hearing the words of the remnant soul of Reincarnation Emperor. He agreed without any hesitation. Ha ha ha. The opportunity I'm about to tell you is something I found by accident. However, the group of assassins was too close to me at that time, so I used a formation to hide the secret realm. Judging from the energy emitted from the secret realm, it must be a very dangerous secret realm. Moreover, I was only an immortal monarch at that time, so I wouldn't be able to break into it. Based on my conservative estimation, I'll have to reach the immortal venerable realm before I can enter it. So, I'll pass you the method and the location of a secret realm later. You can give it a try when you reach the immortal venerable realm. Lin Ray's smile widened when he heard this. He had thought that Reincarnation Emperor would only tell him about the Cloud Pagoda and the legacy. He had not expected Reincarnation Emperor to share such important information with him. Senior, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I will definitely keep my promise with you. I will definitely kill every single one of your enemies. The Samsara Emperor did not say anything after hearing Lin Ray's words. However, the smile on his face was enough to express his thoughts. All right, I don't have much time left. Let's hurry up and finish this last thing so that I can truly be free. Without waiting for Lin Ray's reply, the remnant soul of the Samsara Emperor waved his hands. A ball suddenly appeared in the air and floated in front of Lin Ray. Little friend, this is the control hub of the Cloud Pagoda. As long as you can refine this thing, you can use the control hub to control the Cloud Pagoda. You can make the Cloud Pagoda do whatever you want. After that, the Samsara Emperor did not say anything else. He just looked at Lin Ray quietly. This is the control hub of the Cloud Pagoda. It's finally mine. Looking at the thing in front of him, Lin Ray was extremely excited. This was something that would determine the future of his sect. All right, stop looking. As long as you can refine this control hub, the Cloud Pagoda will be yours. As for how you refine it, it's none of my business. Lin Ray did not reply to the Samsara Emperor's words. Instead, he pursed his lips into a smile and began to act. Illusory spirit blood fire smelt everything. Smelt. Instantly, a ball of blood-red flames appeared in Lin Ray's hands. In an instant, it rushed towards the control hub. In an instant, the illusory spirit blood fire enveloped the control hub. What kind of fire is this? Why haven't I seen it before? Looking at the flame in Lin Li's hand, the remnant soul of the Samsara Emperor, who had been watching from the side, suddenly stood up. His eyes were wide open and filled with shock and astonishment. Impossible! How can this thing appear in this space that's basically abandoned? Impossible, impossible. Lin Ray did not know that the moment he released the illusory spirit blood fire, he had already shocked the Samsara Emperor. The Samsara Emperor could not believe this fact. How dare a small control hub resist me? If you dare to resist, I'll burn you to ashes and refine a new one. Lin Li, who was in the middle of refining the control hub, saw that the control hub wasn't being obedient. He immediately used harsh words to attack the control hub. Needless to say, under Linley's threat, the control hub really did become obedient. At this moment, Lin Ray was happily refining the Cloud Pagoda. However, Lin Ray did not know that the experts of the entire mysterious heavenly mainland were waiting for him. After everyone except Lin Ray left the Cloud Pagoda, they immediately sent a voice transmission to their sects and told them everything that had happened. They also told them to quickly send cultivators with high cultivation bases over. In the Central Continent, the Western Continent, the Eastern Continent, the Southern Continent, and the Northern Continent, all the sects that received the message immediately sent out their disciples to gather in the Western Continent. I don't care who gets the Cloud Pagoda in the end. In any case, this thing is mine. I won't allow anyone to take it away. Yes, Crown Prince. We will follow the Dragon Sky, Great Emperor's orders. We will definitely take the Cloud Pagoda. With the prestige of our empire and the people we sent, we will be able to crush the masses. At this moment, in a temporary shed in a forest near the Cloud Pagoda, a person who called himself the Crown Prince was looking at the Cloud Pagoda with greed in his eyes. His voice was filled with confidence, as if the Cloud Pagoda was already his. He was not the only one who called himself the Crown Prince. In the entire Lingtian Forbidden Land, all the powerful sects and empires had sent people over. They all had the same thoughts. But of course, Linley, who was currently binding the control hub of the Cloud Tower, had no idea what was going on here, whether it was people or what they were thinking. Right now, Linley was quietly absorbed in the joy of absorbing and receiving information from the Cloud Tower. Damn, I didn't expect this Cloud Pagoda to be so amazing. I really made a profit this time. With this Cloud Pagoda, the matter of me establishing a sect won't be a problem. Linley, who was in the midst of refining the control hub, couldn't help but reveal a smile on his face. Of course, the Samsara Emperor's remnant soul, who was seated next to him in a daze, saw everything. It turned out that when Lin Ray was refining the control hub, he had already started to receive information about the Cloud Pagoda and the method to control him. Of course, it was also at this time that Lin Ray found out that the Cloud Pagoda was also a very powerful treasure. He also knew the origin of the Cloud Pagoda. Originally, the Cloud Pagoda was an authentic treasure of the immortal world's Kunlun Immortal Mountain. However, after the Reincarnation Emperor's assassins were mixed in with the Kunlun Immortal Mountain, Reincarnation Emperor wanted to take revenge. As a result, the Reincarnation Emperor snuck into Reincarnation Immortal Mountain. In the end, he was discovered and he fought with the Kunlun Immortal Mountain alone for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, the Reincarnation Emperor wasn't a match for the Kunlun Immortal Mountain, so he stole the Cloud Pagoda and refined it. From then on, the Kunlun Immortal Mountain kept sending out their elites to hunt him down. Damn, I didn't expect the Reincarnation Emperor to be so amazing. At that time, his cultivation shouldn't be that high. I didn't expect him to be so fond of the treasure of the immortal world's Immortal Mountain. This refinement is too cool. But still, he's not as cool as me. In the end, didn't this treasure still end up in my pocket? Lin Ray couldn't help but burst into laughter. He felt incomparably comfortable and carefree. Sigh, this brat is really too much. He's already at the most critical moment of the refinement, yet he can still laugh. If I had the same luck as this brat back then, not to mention Immortal Emperor, I would have already cultivated to Immortal Venerable Realm. I really don't know what kind of luck this brat has. He's so lucky that I can't even divine his fate. What a strange brat. Hearing Lin Ray's laughter, the Reincarnation Emperor rolled his eyes at Lin Ray. There was a trace of jealousy in his tone. It's coming. The most critical moment is coming. Right at this moment, he sensed a change in the aura of the Cloud Tower. A pair of eyes stared fixedly at Linley, who was in the middle of binding the control hub. His eyes were filled with worry and excitement. Ordinary people wouldn't have such an expression on their face. You really don't know what's good for you. I originally wanted you to submit to me obediently. I didn't expect you to refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Fine, I'll send you to hell now. Lin Ray, who was at the critical moment of the refinement, suddenly felt the control hub's final struggle. Lin Ray had lost his patience. He directly increased the power of his illusory spirit blood fire and rushed towards the source of the throbbing. Umph! Little brat, I told you not to struggle, but you just didn't listen. Great, I don't have to waste so much saliva on you now. Lin Ray muttered to himself while his hands rapidly formed seals. His speed was getting faster and faster. In the end, only a trace of afterimages could be seen. You can't. You can't do this to me. I submit. As long as you don't destroy my consciousness, I'll follow you forever. Umph. Follow me? Why did you change your mind? Lin Ray's eyes were filled with anger when he heard the control hub's words. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to follow you. You should know that I'm a magic treasure of the Kunlun Immortal Mountain. When the Reincarnation Emperor refined me, he was thousands of times stronger than you. I wanted to see what you were capable of. Who knew that you would have such a terrifying, mysterious flame? Upon hearing that divine sense, Linley finally understood. So the artifact spirit of this artifact was actually looking down on his level of cultivation. Chapter 93. You dare to look down on my cultivation? It seems that using the illusory spirit blood fire to train you is the right choice. However, in order to make you remember, I will work harder to give you an unforgettable and beautiful memory. Let's see if you still dare to look down on me in the future. After saying that, Lin Ray once again increased the smelting power of the illusory spirit blood fire on the control hub. At this time, the control hub even had the heart to die. Don't, Master, I was wrong. I really was wrong. I won't dare to do it again in the future. Please spare me this time. As the saying goes, a great man doesn't remember a petty person's mistakes. Just treat me like a newborn calf and don't bother with me. Okay? Hearing the words of the control hub, Lin Ray's heart suddenly softened. After thinking about it, he benevolently withdrew the illusory spirit blood fire. All right, since you've said so, I'll forgive you this time for disrespecting me. If there's a next time, I'll make you disappear from this era completely. You can choose not to believe me, but don't deny that I have the ability to do so. Yes, Master. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the control hub clearly trembled. Then, Master, let's form a master-servant contract. As long as there is a master-servant contract, it will be impossible for me to betray you in the future. Master-servant contract. Upon hearing these words, Linley was stunned because he had never heard of such a thing before and had no idea what it was. Little dragon, quickly come out and tell me what this master-servant contract is suitable for. Whenever there is a problem, you come to me. Once the problem is solved, you push me aside. You really are a fickle person. Although it was speaking the truth, the little dragon still walked out and sat in front of Lin Ray. Okay, little dragon, I know it is my fault. I will definitely treat you well in the future. However, the most important thing is to solve the problem at hand first. Seeing the little dragon's attitude, Lin Ray couldn't help but reveal an awkward expression. But when he thought about the past, it really was as the little dragon said. Idiot, who said we have to use a master-servant contract? You don't know how to use one. At most, you can use a drop of blood to bind a master. The little dragon's words immediately enlightened Lin Ray. He couldn't help but curse himself in his heart. I really lost my mind. I've read so many novels in my previous life. I actually forgot at this crucial moment that even if I don't know how to recognize a master and servant, I can still use a drop of blood. Thinking of this, Lin Ray quickly bit his finger and dripped a drop of blood onto the control hub. The instant his blood touched the control hub, the entire cloud tower began to shake. Rumble, rumble. Within the cloud pagoda, Linley couldn't help but begin to shake as well. However, the people outside the cloud pagoda were in trouble. Some of them had been drinking, having fun, or making amorous glances at each other. But upon hearing the strange sounds coming from the cloud pagoda, they all became alert and focused on what was happening. What the hell is going on? Could it be that the person inside the cloud pagoda has already refined it? No, that was impossible. The cloud pagoda was an immortal item at the very least. Only a grand ascension stage or tribulation transcendent stage cultivator would be able to refine it, but the person in the pagoda didn't have that kind of power. Seeing this, everyone in the Lingtian Forbidden Land began to discuss. Of course, only a few people didn't say anything. This included Lei Dong, whom Lin Ray knew and didn't want to see. Hee, looks like that fellow really did manage to get it this time. Unbelievable. If the cloud pagoda falls into his hands, the power structure of the mysterious heavenly continent would change drastically. Saying that, he couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. His expression was as if he didn't care at all. It was an expression that made people want to beat him up. Quick, inform the sect. If someone really came to the cloud tower, then it means that the mysterious heavenly continent is going to fall into chaos. Yes. In another part of the forest, a luxuriously dressed young man looked at the cloud tower and said to the people behind him. His tone was very serious. When the cloud tower moves, everyone will gather. When the secret realm appears, the world will fall into chaos. Suddenly, 2 lines of words appeared in the air above the cloud tower. Everyone's eyes focused on these words. No, the kid who obtained the cloud tower can't leave the Lingtian Forbidden Land alive. Otherwise, the entire mysterious heavenly continent will fall into chaos because of him. This thought didn't just appear in one person's mind. Everyone who saw these 2 lines of words had the same thought. Damn, what's going on? Are they trying to play Lin Ray to death? When Lei Dong saw this, he didn't want to kill Lin Ray. Instead, he was worried about Lin Ray. When he looked at the people around him who were eyeing the cloud tower covetously, he felt powerless. Sigh. Looks like the kid won't be able to escape this time. With so many experts, even my father might not be able to break through. Looking at the crowd, Lei Dong could not help but sigh. The feeling of only being able to watch his friends without doing anything filled Lei Dong's body. No, I can't just sit here and do nothing. Even if I can't save him, I can at least buy him some time. After saying that, Lei Dong began to walk around. His hands continued to form hand seals without anyone noticing. Right now, within the cloud pagoda, Linley was overjoyed at having completely bound the cloud pagoda. What he didn't know was that while he was binding the cloud pagoda had already been bound to death. Ha ha, little friend, you're really extraordinary. I had to spend a lot of effort to refine the cloud pagoda. I didn't expect you to refine it so easily. You really make me feel ashamed. Reincarnation Emperor shook his head. Although he said that, he didn't have a trace of shame on his face. Aha, Senior, you must be joking. With my insignificant cultivation base, I still know about it. How could I dare to be compared to Senior? Ha, good. You're not arrogant or rash. You're really someone who can achieve great things. Not bad at all. Lin Ray didn't say anything when he heard the Reincarnation Emperor's words. However, he despised the Reincarnation Emperor to the extreme. All right, I won't chat with you anymore. I have one last thing to ask of you. Could it be that you're willing to help me with it? What is it? Senior, please tell me. Lin Ray's interest was piqued when he heard the Reincarnation Emperor's words. It's like this. I once accepted a disciple in the immortal world. I want you to find him in the immortal world. If he's in any trouble, please help him. Looking at the pleading look in the Samsara Emperor's eyes, Linley didn't have the nerve to reject him. After all, he couldn't bring himself to do that. After all, there was no such thing as a free lunch in the world if he didn't do anything for the Samsara Emperor. All right, Senior, if I'm lucky enough to go to the immortal world, I'll definitely go and find your disciple. As for helping him, I'm afraid it won't be me helping him, but him helping me. Haha, you'll know when the time comes. The Reincarnation Emperor couldn't help but laugh when he heard Lin Ray's words. All right, my disciple's name is Long Outyin. He has a special physique. If he doesn't break through his physique, I'm afraid his cultivation will stop at the Xian Immortal Realm. Lin Ray couldn't help but regret after hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words. However, it was too late. All right, it's decided. I'll go back when the time comes. As for whether I can help him or not, that's not certain. It's fine. I'll help you at the last moment. After you go out, don't let the cloud pagoda appear in the eyes of the world. Unless it's someone you can trust, you won't even know how you died. It was both persuasion and warning. After hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words, Lin Rei knew how serious the situation was. All right, I'll use the last bit of my strength to send the inheritance to a certain place. In the future, you'll have to deal with it. As for why, you'll know when you see it. As he spoke, the Samsara Emperor waved his hand, and a crystalline illusion appeared in Linley's field of vision. Seeing the scene in front of him, Linley was instantly stunned. This was because Linley saw the people surrounding the Cloud Pagoda, waiting for the new master of the Cloud Pagoda. Seeing so many people, Linley's entire body was covered in goosebumps. What's going on? Looking at this group of people, Linley asked the Samsara Emperor with a grave look on his face. It's because you obtained the Cloud Pagoda. If you go out now, you'll become the enemy of the entire mysterious heavenly continent. They'll hunt you down until the Cloud Pagoda changes masters. Of course, when the Cloud Pagoda changes masters, you'll die. After hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel that he had fallen into a trap. All right, don't think about it anymore. You're my inheritor. No matter what, I won't let you die like this. Thank you, Senior. If you didn't save me this time, I really wouldn't know what to do. Looking at Linley, the Samsara Emperor's eyes couldn't help but flash with a bright light. It was only for an instant, and no one noticed it. All right, close your eyes now. When you open them again, you'll be in a safe place. But remember, you must help the Emperor's disciple break through his special constitution. After hearing the Reincarnation Emperor's words, Lin Rei looked at the Reincarnation Emperor and nodded solemnly. Then he closed his eyes. Haha, although I don't have a physical body, I can still do it in this sealed space. Yin-yang rotation, space travel. The Samsara Emperor quickly formed a series of hand seals. Instantly, Linley's body began to grow blurry. A short while later, Linley's body completely disappeared. It wasn't just Linley. Even the Cloud Pagoda, which had already recognized him as its master, suddenly disappeared as well. Chapter 94. What's going on? Where did the Cloud Tower go? Just as everyone was staring at the Cloud Tower without blinking or sleeping, it suddenly disappeared from everyone's sight without a sound. What's going on? Where's the Cloud Tower? Immediately, everyone in the Ling Tian Forbidden Zone panicked. Especially when they saw the information on the Cloud Tower, they panicked even more. Hurry up and inform my father. Tell him that the Cloud Tower has disappeared. The prophecy says that the one who obtains the Cloud Tower will become the one who will shake the world. Tell him to find the one who obtained the Cloud Tower and try to recruit him. If he can't, destroy the Cloud Tower. Yes, Your Highness, we will definitely report this to the Emperor. Don't worry, Your Highness, said the guards when they saw the Crown Prince was about to leave. They knew how serious the situation was, so they didn't say anything else. They just stood up and left for the Middle Continent. I hope my father can find the one who obtained the Cloud Tower. Otherwise, the Empire will cease to exist. The young man stood there and looked in the direction of the Middle Continent. He sounded helpless. They're finally going to make a move. It seems like there's going to be a good show. At that moment, a man was standing on a tree not far from the young man. He looked at the young man with a smirk on his face. Men, follow the people they sent out. Keep a close eye on them at all times. Don't let them run away. Also, listen to what they are plotting when they go back. Use this jade pendant to inform me when you find out. Then, the man took out a simple and unadorned jade pendant from his sleeve. There were the words Prince of the Sky Pillar Empire carved on it. The person who caught the jade pendant was trembling. He didn't dare make any mistakes. Yes, Your Highness, I will complete the mission. Don't worry. Then, the person who caught the jade pendant immediately chased after the person who said he was the Crown Prince. He was so fast that he disappeared in the blink of an eye. With the appearance of the Cloud Pagoda, the world is in chaos. It seems like the powers on the mysterious heavenly continent are going to be divided again. How good would it be if I could befriend the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda? That way, even if the Empire is not the strongest in the future, it would still be able to protect my bloodline. Looking into the distance, the man couldn't help but think about the future changes in the world and how to deal with them. Suddenly, the man's eyes flashed, and he revealed a thought-provoking smile. Men, hurry back to the Empire and tell Father not to offend the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda. In the future, the fate of the Mu Yun imperial family will depend on the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda. Also, send the Empire's elites to protect the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda. If he needs anything, the Empire will give him whatever he wants. When the person kneeling on the ground heard his master's words, he couldn't react for a moment. The shock in his eyes was self-evident. Do you hear me? Hey, do you hear me? Seeing that his subordinates were all in a daze, the man was infuriated. I heard you. However, Master, are you sure you want the Emperor Lord to protect the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda? The man kneeling on the ground thought that he was hallucinating. He asked again to confirm the accuracy of his words. Yes, that's right. Tell Father what I said. When the time comes, Father will naturally understand what I mean. Oh, right. Tell Father about the words that appeared on the Cloud Pagoda. All right, hurry up and go. Remember to be very, very careful. Don't tell anyone else what I told you. If I find out, you know how much punishment the Empire will have to endure when interrogating a traitor. Looking at the person kneeling on the ground, the man's eyes couldn't help but flash with a cold light. Although it was just a flash, the person kneeling on the ground clearly felt it. It was a bone-piercing chill. His body couldn't help but shiver. Yes. This subordinate will definitely pass on Master's words. Saying that, the person kneeling on the ground quickly stood up and bowed to the man before quickly flying away. Sigh, I hope it's not too late. Otherwise, it will be really bad. The person who obtains such an opportunity must be a favored child of the heavens. If they're not enemies, then they're friends. My Muyin imperial family can't afford to gamble. Seeing that the person in the distance gradually disappeared, the man came back to his senses. Looking at the people behind him, the man didn't explain much and walked out of Lingtian Forbidden Zone. In Lingtian Forbidden Zone, some factions weren't willing to just leave like this. Some factions also planned to leave. Some large clans, sects, and empires all chose to be enemies or friends. Clearly, their ambitions weren't small. Most of them chose to hunt down the person who obtained the Cloud Pagoda. As the saying goes, if you're not a friend, then you're an enemy. If you don't want to be friends with someone, then it means that you don't have the strength to do so. You can also say that that person has already transcended the secular world and didn't want to be friends with them. Generally speaking, these people would be able to survive until the end. The mysterious heavenly continent was currently filled with the smoke of war. It was only a matter of time before the major powers were reshuffled. However, Lin Ray had unknowingly become the fuse. A great war was about to break out. Now, it depended on who could find Lin Ray who obtained the Cloud Pagoda. It could be said that Lin Ray had become the most popular person among the clans, empires, and sections. Sigh. It seems like Lin Ray has been pushed to the top of the mysterious heavenly continent. It seems like it's time for me to return home. Otherwise, if my father does something stupid and wants to reorganize the Cloud Pagoda in Lin Ray's hands, our family won't be able to survive at that time. At this moment, Lei Dong, who was still in the forbidden area, turned around and looked at the Cloud Pagoda with a serious expression. His eyes were filled with worry. I just don't know where Linley is right now. If only I could notify him. That way, he'd be able to hide for a while. Alas, Lei Dong sighed and didn't stay any longer. He quickly turned around and left the forbidden area with his subordinates. In just a few days, the mysterious heavenly continent had completely changed. Those clans, empires, and sects would capture and interrogate those who were too simple. Some of them would even kill those who were caught. Their methods were so cruel that it made one's hair stand on end. Even the so-called Devil Sect didn't have such methods. However, a powerful flash of light appeared in a teleportation formation in the south. There had been no one there before, but a handsome young man who was not dressed in particularly extravagant clothes had appeared out of nowhere. F***CK. Where did the Reincarnation Emperor's remnant soul send me to? And why do I feel so uncomfortable? Blur blurred. As he spoke, he felt as if his insides were churning. Instantly, Linley felt as if he was sitting in a car from his previous life. But the difference was that in his previous life, he had motion sickness. But now he had motion sickness. If word of this were to spread, he would become a laughingstock. The feeling of dizziness was getting stronger and stronger. He quickly sat down cross-legged and circulated his cultivation technique to suppress the feeling. Lin Ray opened his eyes and looked around. He was confused. Even though there weren't any beautiful palaces or restaurants around, this place was too rustic. Young benefactor, may I know why you've come to my Sect's teleportation formation? My Sect's teleportation formation was destroyed when my Sect's old ancestor died. Thus, if young benefactor wishes to use the teleportation formation, please go to the Tibetan Earth Sect that's not far from here. The teleportation formation there is intact and free of charge. Just as Lin Ray was puzzled, a little monk carrying a bald head appeared in front of him and said something strange. Little monk, what are you talking about? I want to know where this is. I don't know where I am right now. Oh, so benefactor is here to ask for directions. The little monk blushed when he heard Lin Ray's words. He was embarrassed. My Dharma name is estrangement. I am an inner disciple of the Putua sect. Benefactor, you are now in the southerly province. Boom! Hearing those distant words, Linley's head exploded, and a wave of dizziness swept over him. At this moment, Linley felt like dying. Reincarnation Emperor, you don't have to do this to me. What the hell do you want me to do? There are only 1 or 2 months left until the 1-year deadline. The southerly province is so far from the easternly province. How the hell do you want me to go back? Are you trying to harm me? When he thought of the Reincarnation Emperor, Lin Ray couldn't help but stand up. He looked up to the sky and cursed the 18 generations of Reincarnation Emperor's ancestors. The little monk estrangement was stunned. Little monk, you don't have to look at me like that. I just want to know how long it will take to reach the easternly province from here. Seeing the expression on the little monk's face, Linley hurriedly retracted his vulgarities and asked estranged about the travel time. This little monk doesn't know. I have been in the Putua sect for as long as I can remember. I have never left for more than 10 years. Hearing Estranged's reply, Linley's entire body sank. But when he heard Estranged's next words, Linley's entire body was invigorated. This little monk doesn't know, but my Master Hui Yuan, might know if he was in the easternly province. If you don't mind, you can accompany this little monk to ask him. Not at all. As long as I know the journey time, I won't ask for trouble no matter how far it is. Let's go. Before the little monk had a chance to say anything, Linley grabbed him by the hand and pulled him into the school. The situation of the mysterious heavenly continent changed because of the cloud pagoda. From then on, the mysterious heavenly continent was no longer peaceful. However, it wasn't just the mysterious heavenly continent. Even the immortal realm in the mysterious heavenly continent was shaken by the appearance of the cloud pagoda, especially the Kunlun Immortal Mountain where the cloud pagoda was located. This was the Kunlun Immortal Mountain in the immortal realm. It was said that many almighty beings came from this mountain in the ancient times. After the end of the ancient times, the Kunlun Immortal Sect was founded by the first Sect Master, the Cloud Sky Immortal Venerable. With the powerful backing of the Cloud Sky Immortal Venerable, the Kunlun Immortal Sect developed rapidly and became one of the 4 giants of the immortal realm. At this moment, in the tallest palace on the Kunlun Immortal Mountain, a group of people were anxiously sitting in the main hall. They were all looking at the person sitting at the head of the hall. Sect Master, our cloud pagoda suddenly moved in the lower realm. Do you think that bastard Samsara is still alive? At this time, a person who was sitting in the first seat said to the Sect Master. But when he mentioned reincarnation, his body clearly trembled for a moment. Great Elder, you're thinking too much. It's been 10,000 years. In the battle 10,000 years ago, If Samsara, immortal Venerable's woman, didn't betray him, he might still be alive. However, you were also there. I still remember Samsara's death. I don't believe that he's still alive. After hearing the great elder's words, the watcher, who was also sitting in the same row, hurriedly defended himself. Similarly, he was no different from the great elder. When talking about reincarnation, the fear in his eyes was innate. Although reincarnation had died 10,000 years ago, it was inevitable that there would be a shadow in his heart when he thought of reincarnation again. Then tell me, if it's not Samsara, who in the lower realm can obtain the cloud pagoda and use it, you should know that in the immortal realm, there might not be anyone who can refine the cloud pagoda, let alone in the lower realm. If it's not Samsara, then it must be a monster like Samsara. Maybe Samsara will use the inheritance to exchange with the person who obtained the cloud pagoda to cause trouble for our sect. This sentence made everyone present completely speechless. Those who originally wanted to say something all nodded in agreement after hearing the great elder's words. The great elder is right. If it's really as the great elder's analysis, then it's not good. Samsara is able to cultivate to that level in a short period of time by relying on his cultivation method. Coupled with Samsara's foresight, I presume that the person Samsara is looking for is not an ordinary person. If that's the case, then we must strangle this person in the cradle. We can't let him grow. Otherwise, he will be a strong enemy for our sect. Yes, Great Elder is right. The person sitting in the upper seat who had been silent all this time finally spoke. This person was the current sect leader of the Karakoram Immortal Clan, Immortal Emperor Xian Dao. Great Elder's analysis is correct. It's not just for the successor of Samsara. For the sake of the Cloud Pagoda, the sect must also send out elites to retrieve it. However, I believe that the Cloud Pagoda's aura has already been overtaken by the other forces of the immortal world. Therefore, this operation must be carried out as soon as possible. We must retrieve the Cloud Pagoda before anyone else and eliminate the current master of the Cloud Pagoda. Immortal Emperor Xian Dao's eyes flashed with a bone-chilling glint. His Daoist robe fluttered even though there was no wind. Chapter 95. Then, I'll leave the task of finding the Cloud Pagoda to First Elder. As for the person who obtained it, I don't think I need to say much. You all should know what to do. Remember, you must be fully prepared, regardless of whether it's a lower world or a higher world. Don't let your guard down. Send the elites of the sect, got it? Celestial Emperor Xian Dao narrowed his eyes at the First Elder who was sitting at the head of the table. Understood, Sect Master. This time, I will definitely send out the most elite disciples. Nothing will go wrong. The lower echelons instinctively shuddered after seeing Immortal Emperor Xian Dao's expression. Even the First Elder with the highest prestige felt the same. Report. Just as they were about to send out the elites, they saw a young disciple coming in. He quickly kneeled on the ground and didn't dare to look up. What's the matter? Can't you see that we're in the middle of a discussion? Whose disciple are you? Didn't your master tell you about the rules of the sect? Looking at the disciple kneeling on the ground, the great elder immediately questioned. At the same time, he also used his cultivation to suppress the disciple. Poof! The disciple coughed up blood. He had one hand on the ground while the other was clutching his chest. He had a pained expression and was trembling nonstop. Cough! Sect Master, Elders, this disciple was ordered to search for the aura of our Cloud Pagoda. I suddenly discovered that the Cloud Pagoda is on a small planet that has been sealed for a long time. Moreover, there is no record of this seal in our sect's library. What's even stranger is that the seal was able to repel our search. Although the aura of the Cloud Pagoda only appeared for an instant, this disciple is certain that the Cloud Pagoda is on that sealed planet. Thus, this disciple came to report. PFFF, 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 PFFF. As soon as the disciple finished speaking, he spat out a few mouthfuls of blood and fainted, leaving behind an embarrassed great elder and a group of elders who were ready to watch a good show. Sigh, great elder, I say, When can you change that bad habit of yours? Why do you keep hurting yourself? Also, why don't you ask clearly? At this time, Immortal Emperor Xian Dao sighed helplessly. This wasn't the first time this happened, so he was used to it. However, he had a save face, so he could only say a few words and let it go. Haha, Sect leader, you can't blame me for this. The Sect already has a rule that anyone who trespasses into the main hall without prior notice will be severely punished. Therefore, at this point, no one said anything else. They only thought about the words of the disciple who had fainted earlier. For a moment, the atmosphere in the entire hall became very strange. Elders, how come the Emperor has never heard of such a planet? And according to what that disciple said, this planet should have been discovered long ago. How come the Emperor has never heard of it ever since he started cultivating? You guys often travel, but have you ever heard of this planet? Celestial Emperor Xian Dao asked awkwardly as he looked at the elders who were seated. Sect leader, you're an immortal emperor who is very familiar with the scripture pavilion. If you don't know about it, then we definitely don't know about it. Moreover, planets can be seen everywhere in the lower realms. Who would care about a planet that has been sealed all year round? An elder sitting in a lower position quickly stood up and flattered Xian Dao, immortal emperor. The other elders who saw this rolled their eyes at that elder. Sect master, according to the disciple in the drama, this planet is most likely a planet that was accidentally left behind during the opening of the sky. In addition, the seal on the planet is most likely a natural seal. This kind of seal is impossible for anyone to break, unless an innate god comes to help. Just as everyone was feeling vexed, the first elder stood up and explained the possibilities to everyone based on his own analysis. Oh, if that's the case, then we're in trouble. If there's a seal, how are we going to enter the planet? Not to mention the cloud pagoda. What should we do? Xian Dao, immortal emperor, was the first to react. He looked at everyone solemnly, as if the situation was very serious. Sect Lord, that's not necessarily the case. Every natural formation will have a fatal flaw. According to the information I obtained from a secret realm, anyone who possesses such a formation is bound to fight for it. However, the truly powerful part of this formation is that it can only be entered but not exited. Therefore, many people can only watch helplessly after learning about it. If that's the case, then it's almost impossible for us disciples to come out after entering it. After speaking, the great elder noticed that the other elders were looking at him in shock. Even Xian Dao, immortal emperor, was looking at him with admiration. Great elder, you're really the great elder. Great elder is truly the great elder. You really know everything from heaven to earth. I didn't expect you to even know about such things. However, even if we can only enter and not leave, we still have to go. There must be a way. As long as we can obtain the Cloud Pagoda, we won't set up a branch of our Kunlun immortal sect in the lower world. This way, we will be able to gather more faith and break through faster. This is a good way to kill two birds with one stone. We can obtain the Cloud Pagoda and also gather more faith. The first elder had a troubled expression on his face when he saw how excited Immortal Emperor Xian Dao was. Naturally, Immortal Emperor Xian Dao, who was sitting in the upper seat, noticed this. What's wrong, Great Elder? Do you have a different opinion about the Emperor? Xian Dao, Immortal Emperor's expression immediately changed after seeing the Great Elder's expression. He coldly asked the Great Elder, No, it's just that you don't seem to understand what I'm talking about. I said that this formation can only be entered but not exited. It doesn't matter if it's a living being or not. As long as they enter, they won't be able to come out. This is the power of the natural formation. However, it's not something that can be done naturally. As long as one's cultivation reaches a certain level and has the laws of the Grand Tao, they can set it up. Of course, this level of cultivation has already ascended. Everyone was disappointed, especially Xian Dao, Celestial Emperor, who was sitting on the highest seat. At this moment, his expression was extremely ugly. So, okay, let's leave it at that. As long as we can get the Cloud Pagoda back, even if we can't come out, the Cloud Pagoda will still be in the hands of our sect. At the same time, we'll send people to set up a branch of our sect on that planet. Tell them to find talented people in the lower realm to strengthen our sect. All right, you can all leave. I'll leave this matter to the Great Elder." After that, Xiandao, Immortal Emperor, didn't give them a chance to speak and silently disappeared. Everyone didn't forget to salute their superiors before going their separate ways. This matter attracted the attention of all the major forces in the immortal world. At the same time, many people followed the Kunlun Immortal Clan to the lower realm, even though they didn't know the purpose of this trip. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in a sect in the southern part of the mysterious heavenly continent, didn't know about this. Even if he knew, there was nothing he could do. Of course, Lin Rei also didn't know that he was currently being hunted by the entire continent. Although the immortal world had sent many people, it was still too late for Lin Rei. At this moment, in the southern part of the Putua sect, an estranged little monk was leading Lin Rei through the sect's formation towards Grandmaster Hui Yuan's residence. Along the way, the estranged little monk kept asking about the outside world. Lin Rei also got along very well with the little monk, so he told him about it. "Ding dong, congratulations, host. You've discovered a very talented disciple. Host is advised to immediately accept him as your disciple. He'll definitely be a great general in the future." Just as he was explaining to the small monk about the outside world, the system, which had been silent all this while, issued a notification. "What? Disciple? A future general? System, are you talking about the estranged little monk beside me?" Hearing the system's words, Lin Rei didn't want to believe it. However, he was certain that it was referring to the person the system was referring to. "Ding dong, host is indeed smart. I was referring to the little monk estranged Yuan by your side. Just now, without your permission, I secretly investigated the little monk estranged Yuan situation. I discovered that this little monk estranged Yuan actually has a metal and with dual spiritual root, and his innate talent is even more exceptional. However, I don't know why, but this little monk estranged Yuan is still only a peak enlightening stage cultivator." Listening to the system's report about the estranged little monk, Lin Rei had to admit that he was very tempted. "Ding dong, don't worry. A disciple that the system takes the initiative to introduce must be very good. If you miss this opportunity, you don't know when the next one will come. Also, don't forget that in the 5-year promise, there's a mission to accept disciples. Until now, you've only accepted one disciple. If you don't receive the number of disciples that the system specifies and become famous in the mysterious heavenly continent within 5 years, you know the consequences." I won't say more. At this moment, Lin Rei really wanted to kill the system. Every time he had something to say, he would use the system's erasure as an excuse. However, he had to admit that this method was really useful. So be it. It's just accepting a disciple. Even if he has a master, I'll make him willingly acknowledge me as his master. With that thought, Lin Rei turned to look at the estranged little monk with a smile on his face. "Estranged, do you want to go out and see the outside world? See the colorful world and the countless geniuses out there?" After hearing Lin Rei's words, the estranged little monk who was leading the way stopped in his tracks and asked nervously, "Benefactor, it's not that this little monk doesn't want to. It's just that my master said that with my current strength, I'll be killed if I go out. I won't be able to fight back at all. That's why my master wants me to reach the severed soul stage in the sect before allowing me to leave the sect to gain experience. To be honest, I really want to go out and see the world that you mentioned just now. However, I can't disobey my master's orders." Hearing the estranged little monk's words, Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat. When he heard the meaning behind the estranged little monk's words, he knew that this matter was beginning to take shape. Therefore, he was using the outside world to tempt the inexperienced estranged little monk. "It's all right. As long as you acknowledge me as your master, I can bring you to wherever you want to go. I can also promise you that I'll make you famous in the entire mysterious heavenly continent. Furthermore, I can help you break through the Anidia stage in one night. So, no, a master for a day is a father for life." Before he could finish his sentence, he was immediately cut off by the estranged little monk. With an angry expression, he said, "Although this little monk wants to go out and see the outside world, this little monk has my own principles. I can't betray my master for my own selfish desires. Little benefactor, please don't say such things in the future. If the next time, even if this little monk's cultivation isn't as high as yours, this little monk will still fight you to the death." After saying that, the little monk quickened his pace and walked towards Master Hui Yuan's room. Lin Rei followed the little monk with an extremely awkward expression. He didn't dare to lose sight of him for even a moment. Soon, the estranged little monk brought Lin Rei to Hui Yuan's room. "Come in." Right at this moment, estranged, who had been about to knock on the door, heard the sounds coming from inside and immediately led Linley into the room. "Amipa, Master, this little benefactor came to our sect and wanted to ask for directions. However, this disciple didn't know where to go and brought him here directly. Please forgive me, Master." With that, the little monk returned to the ground. He had an annoyed expression on his face as he looked at the wrinkled old monk in front of him. It's fine, it's fine. Get up. When you came to my courtyard, I already sensed the aura of this benefactor." Oh, looking at the old monk in front of him, Lin Rei felt as if he had been seen through. However, no matter how he looked at it, the old monk didn't seem like a cultivator. Even so, when Lin Rei heard the old monk's words, he was already prepared to fight. Even if he couldn't win, he had to be prepared to fight. Little benefactor doesn't need to be nervous. Our sect has a secret technique called Cloud Eye. Cultivating this secret technique allows you to detect people with lower cultivation than you, regardless of what they use to hide their cultivation. Hearing this, Lin Rei's heart relaxed a lot. However, it was inevitable that he would still be vigilant. What a miscalculation. How could I forget to use the system to hide my strength? Alas, if I met an enemy, wouldn't I be exposing myself to the enemy? Thinking of this, Lin Rei's back couldn't help but break out in cold sweat. At the same time, Lin Rei was very glad that he didn't meet an enemy this time. Chapter 96. So that's how it is. It seems I was overthinking things. I hope Grandmaster Hui Yuan won't take offense. When Alienated saw Linley's actions, he let out a sigh of relief, and his expression softened. As for Member, who was sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed, he didn't move either, as if this matter had nothing to do with him. "Oh, young benefactor shouldn't be like this. This old monk spoke too much. It's just that when I saw young benefactor, I didn't know why I felt a sense of déjà vu. That's why I acted like this. It's this old monk's fault." Hearing Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. Instead, he smiled and sat down. "That's right, young benefactor. I heard from my disciple that you came here to ask for directions. May I know where young benefactor wants to go?" "Oh, I want to go to the east." Hearing the old monk's question, Lin Rei hurriedly told him where he wanted to go. He said with an excited expression, "I don't know how I got here, but I have something very important to do. I don't know how long it will take to get to the east." "Oh, you don't know how you got here, but you want to go to the east? That's strange." After hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan fell silent. Seeing the old monk fall silent, Lin Rei anxiously asked, "What is it, Grandmaster? Is there something wrong?" "Oh, it's nothing. I'm just curious. However, if you want to go from the Putuo sect to the east, it will take at least 2 or 3 months. Even if you go at the fastest speed without stopping, it will still take 2 months." "What? 2 months?" Hearing Grandmaster Hui Yuan's words, Linley was in complete despair. Only 1 or 2 months were left until the 1-year agreement was up. What was he to do? "No, Grandmaster, is there a faster way to get to the east? I really do have something urgent. If I can't get to the east within a month, then at this point, Lin Rei didn't continue. However, when Hui Yuan saw Lin Rei's awkward expression, he didn't continue asking. There's still a way, but it comes with a price. If you want to reach the east in a month, then you have to go through the transmission formation. If that's the case, then it will be difficult for the young benefactor during this month. Not only will the young benefactor feel uncomfortable, But the most important thing is that the consumption of spirit stones is huge. I'm afraid that the young benefactor won't be able to withstand it. Lin Rei, who is already in despair, regained his usual vigor when he heard Hui Yuan's next sentence. Oh, so that's what Grandmaster Hui Yuan is worried about. If that's the case, then there's no need for Grandmaster to worry. Grandmaster just needs to tell me the specific location of the teleportation array. You don't need to worry about anything else. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan was shocked. One had to know that using the teleportation array for a month would cost a huge amount of spirit stones. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to afford it. Even a Sect's young master wouldn't be able to make such a promise. Oh, all right. Since young master has such wealth, then this old monk won't say anything else. In a moment, this old monk will give the map of the teleportation array to the east to the young benefactor. In the following days, take a good look at my sect. Once this old monk is done with the map, I'll have estrangement send it over. Okay. Hearing Grandmaster Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei quickly replied, I understand. Thank you, Grandmaster. And good, then that's that. From now on, you'll have to show Benefactor Lin around properly. After speaking, Estrangement, who had been standing on the side without saying anything, walked over to Lin Rei. Benefactor Lin, let's go. Saying that, Estrangement took the lead to leave. At this moment, Lin Rei stood in place and cupped his hands towards Hui Yuan. Grandmaster, I have a presumptuous request, but I don't know if I should say it. If there's anything wrong with what I'm about to say, I hope Grandmaster Hui Yuan will forgive me. Hearing Lin Li's words, Alienation, who had already reached the door, turned his head and stared at Lin Li with a puzzled look on his face. Oh, not only was Estrangement confused, even Hui Yuan, who was resting with his eyes closed, was confused. Benefactor Lin, if you have something to say, just say it. If this old monk can do it, he will do his best. Hearing Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei relaxed. He tidied up his clothes and respectfully bowed. After coming to the Putua sect, I saw that Estrangement was a rare talent for cultivation. Moreover, he has a metal and would attribute spirit root. Why is he only at the peak of the enlightened realm? I don't know. At this point, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. However, Estrangement was confused. This, Benefactor Lin, how did you see that? And you can even see that Estrangement has a metal and would attribute spirit root. This, he thought Lin Rei was going to say something, but when he heard Lin Rei's words, his eyes widened. His gaze was filled with disbelief. Oh, this is a spell I learned. It's just that it doesn't always work. After coming to the Putua sect, I casually tried it, and it worked. Estrangement just happened to be next to me, so... Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan nodded, as if he understood. I don't know what almsgiver Lin is trying to say. Even if my disciple is only at the peak of the enlightened realm, almsgiver Lin, this old monk has seen that the situation in the sect is not very optimistic. Although he has talent for cultivation, the sect does not provide him with cultivation resources. Speaking of which, this old monk is very ashamed. The guilt in Hui Yuan's eyes was self-evident. Looking at Estrangement standing at the door, Hui Yuan sighed. Master, you don't have to say that. If you didn't take me in, I wouldn't be here right now. Even if I have to be a cripple for the rest of my life, it doesn't matter. Looking at his master's appearance, Alienation couldn't help but tear up. He hurriedly ran to Hui Yuan's side and couldn't control his emotions as he burst into tears. Seeing this scene, Lin Li also felt emotional. However, the matter of accepting a disciple couldn't be delayed. Then Grandmaster Hui Yuan, have you ever thought that with Estrangement's talent, it is impossible for him to be ordinary forever? If he is a true dragon, he will be a true dragon. He cannot stay in a place without a platform for too long. Think about it. You have taken Estrangement in since he was young. It could be said that you have already treated Estrangement as your own son. Do you want to see the son you raised buried without any achievements? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan's eyes widened. The shock in his eyes clearly showed that he didn't expect Lin Rei to say such a thing. Yes, Benefactor Lin is correct. In these years, I have practically treated estrangement as my own son. In fact, I also want estrangement to be able to make a name for himself. However, as you can see, the Putua sect only has this condition. If we don't have enough resources, how can we make a name for ourselves? Hearing Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei's heart moved. He had a certain degree of confidence in taking estrangement as a disciple. In that case, Grandmaster Hui Yuan, have you ever thought about letting estrangement go out and find a better master for us to learn from? This way, he can make a name for himself and help the Putua sect grow stronger. In the future, he can fight for a seat. Wouldn't that be better? Oh. Hearing Lin Rei's analysis, Hui Yuan nodded repeatedly. However, when he thought about how his disciple was going to leave him, he felt a bit reluctant. Benefactor, don't say anymore. I've already said it outside. A master for a day is a father for life. I can't leave the sect. Hui Yuan wanted to say something, but before he could say anything, he heard estrangement's words. His eyes were filled with anger. What's wrong, estrangement? Didn't Master say it before? You can't be too careful when you do things, and you can't get angry easily. What's wrong with you? No, nothing. Hearing his master's reprimand, estrangement quickly replied, Master, I won't leave you. Ever since I can remember, all of my memories are with Master. I don't want to leave Master. Looking at his disciple, Hui Yuan's heart warmed, and he was extremely moved. His voice trembled as he said, Estrangement, sooner or later, you will spread your wings and soar high. Just like Benefactor Lin said, in a sect without any resources or foundation, even gold will inevitably be hoodwinked. Earlier, Master wanted you to join another sect, but Master couldn't bear to do so. That's why you were delayed for so many years. That's good. Hearing Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei was overjoyed. He originally wanted to use all methods, but he didn't expect Grandmaster Hui Yuan to have such thoughts. Grandmaster, I was originally worried, but after hearing Grandmaster's words, I feel much more at ease. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan looked at Lin Rei with surprise. Oh, what's wrong? It's like this. I see that estrangement's talent is outstanding, so I want to take him as my disciple. I can guarantee that estrangement's name will shake the entire profound sky continent in the future. I can even guarantee that estrangement will be able to ascend to the immortal world. If that's not enough, I can even take out a cultivation method that can allow one to cultivate to the immortal world. Seeing Lin Rei's excited expression, Hui Yuan was completely dumbfounded. It was possible to become famous in the profound sky continent, but wasn't it nonsense to ascend to the immortal world? One had to know that no matter how high one's cultivation level was, one couldn't ascend to the immortal world. But now, this yellow-haired kid standing in front of him dared to speak so arrogantly. Young benefactor, you must be dreaming. The first condition you mentioned might be achievable with the condition of estrangement, but if you want to ascend to the immortal world, I can't believe it. If I knew that no one in the profound sky continent had ever ascended to the immortal world, you must be ignorant to speak such nonsense. What? You're saying that there's no way to break through the void and ascend to the immortal world after cultivating to the immortal world? Hearing Hui Yuan's words, Lin Rei couldn't react for a moment and exclaimed in surprise. What? Young benefactor, don't you know that you can ascend to the immortal world? This is something that everyone in the profound sky continent knows. Seeing Lin Rei's expression, Hui Yuan was stunned. Everyone knew that one couldn't ascend to the immortal world. If there was someone who didn't know about it, especially a cultivator who had cultivated to the golden core realm, it was really inconceivable. No, I really didn't know. Ever since I started cultivating, I've been cultivating alone. That's why I didn't know about this. No one has ever told me about this. Lin Rei's words shocked Hui Yuan even more. Looking at Lin Rei's age, he was only in his teens, and he had already cultivated to the golden core realm. Moreover, he was cultivating alone. This was really a monstrous talent. I see. Benefactor, you're indeed a person with great fortune. To be able to cultivate to the golden core realm at such a young age while cultivating alone, it seems like you're really not an ordinary person, let alone doing ordinary things. This old monk is ashamed, ashamed. At this moment, Lin Rei wasn't in the mood to listen to what Hui Yuan had to say. He was more concerned about whether Hui Yuan could return to the 21st century. Little dragon, what's going on? Didn't you say that I could return to the 21st century to see my family? What's the situation now? Lin Rei, who wholeheartedly wanted to return to his original world, was very anxious. He didn't care if there was anyone around and directly called out to the little dragon who was sleeping soundly in the system in his mind. You, what are you trying to do? What does it have to do with you whether you can ascend or not? I want to open a tunnel for you to return to your world. Therefore, everything in this world is nothing to you. You came to this world only to cultivate. As for whether you can ascend to the immortal realm, that's not a problem for you at all. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei asked doubtfully in his heart, wanting to confirm the authenticity of the matter. Oh, is what you said true? I already said that as long as you complete the task given by the system, you can open a tunnel to return to your world. As for other things, you don't have to worry about it. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's tense body finally relaxed, and his mood improved a lot. Master Hui Yuan, you just have to tell me if you agree with me accepting Alienated as my disciple. As for ascending to the immortal realm, I can guarantee it. As for why, please don't say too much. After saying that, Lin Rei took out a 9-transformation golden body technique from his storage ring and placed it in front of Alienated. He said, "This is the 9-transformation golden body technique. However, this is only the chapter for cultivating to the Mahayana stage. If Alienated is willing to be my disciple, then after Alienated cultivates to the Mahayana stage, I will give the rest of the 9-transformation golden body technique to Alienated." Hearing Lin Rei's words, Hui Yuan and his disciple picked up the 9-transformation golden core technique on the table and carefully read it. Suddenly, their eyes widened and were filled with shock and astonishment. "Benefactor, you just took out a technique like this just like that. Aren't you afraid that we will destroy the evidence?" Looking at the technique, Hui Yuan looked at Lin Rei and said. However, in Lin Rei's opinion, this was impossible because Lin Rei could see that there was no trace of corruption in Hui Yuan's eyes, let alone destroying the evidence. Haha, Master Hui Yuan must be joking. Since Master Hui Yuan has said so, and I have shown my sincerity, then what do you think about accepting a disciple? Haha, good. Looking at Benefactor's character, I believe that Alienated will be able to bring glory to the entire mysterious sky continent. Therefore, I agree to let Alienated be your disciple. From today onwards, Alienated is no longer my disciple. I will take Alienated as my adopted son. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.